there's 3 windows between the 30 and the 50.
Okay. And you're in one of those?
I'm in the middle one.
In the middle one? Okay. Yeah. It's that big, wide open that's right to your right, south of you.
Oh, the Seminole radio crew is just to the south of me.
Oh, really?
There's a big open room just to the north of me, to my left.
Well, the Wildcat, the big bull Wildcat on the field is north.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's my left.
Okay. Yeah. And so, you're not at the very end?
No.
On the north,
There's 4 windows,
yeah.
and then a break, and then 3 windows.
Right.
I'm in the middle window of the 3.
Oh, the 3. Okay. All right. Yeah. And to the south of you, to your right, is a long open. It's just one single window, and it's long and open.
Yes, and that's where the Seminole radio crew is.
Oh, so, okay.
I'm sorry, the Denver City radio crew, which they run on the AM, which you can't pick up in Denver City after dark.
Oh, okay.
Well, you do what you gotta do to make the money.
Okay.
Evie, how we doing on time?
You got a minute and 24 seconds.
Okay.
And that's turbo time, sorry.
No, that's cool.
Oh, there you go. So I'm gonna start the app. I'm gonna pull up the app and start it here.
Okay.
Lovington at Denver City. There we go. Alright, opening it up. I'm gonna hit my keep score. Alright. Okay. Okay. Alright.
Okay.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Denver City, Texas. It is time for Lovington Wildcat football here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, the Lovington Sports YouTube channel, and HobbsAmerica.com. With Don Morgan Fieldside, I'm TJ Miracle, Evie Stuber, in studio engineering and producing. Brad Henderson running our cameras for tonight as we get ready for game number 5 for the Wildcats. And after last week's big win, Dawn, they leaped up 4 spots in the NMAA power rankings through Max Preps, and Lovington will come into this game as the number 1 team in Class 4A in New Mexico.
Yeah, I saw that. They changed it just immediately after the game last week because I had pulled things up just to look at the different scores, and I thought, wow, they got that wrong, and realized no, after that big win, even though Lovington is 2-2, just on their strength of schedule, their 2 big wins. The NMAA, Max Prep, they've pulled them up. They've ranked them number 1 in 4A in the state, and actually, and I think they're number 11 overall.
That is correct, yeah.
Yeah, so that's amazing. They're getting a lot of respect, and this is a good thing and a bad thing. It's nice to know that
Okay, I think we've lost Dawn a little bit there, so we'll check back in with Dawn. But yeah, as we were mentioning,
yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, I just gave it a good whack.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when all else fails, just whack
I know,
it.
that's true. I mean, here we go. Oh, that's just the school songs. Okay, not just the school songs. I was afraid they were doing the national anthem. But yeah, it's great to get that respect. But then you have a target on your back and a lot to live up to. That comes with great expectations. And but sometimes that makes you work harder. And it's not like Lovington hasn't been working hard.
Yeah, they certainly have been. Yeah, go ahead and do what you need to do there, Brad. Trying to rearrange some cables and things up here as we, again, continue the Stone Oilfield Services pregame show here from Denver City and Mustang Stadium. We'll come back and continue. Stone Oilfield Services pregame show continues in a moment on Z94 KZOR. And welcome back to Denver City and Mustang Stadium. The Stone Oilfield Services pregame show continues. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan is field side as we get ready for this one. Denver City comes in at 2-1 on the season, so their offense has not yet come to life. But I found out when I got here, they've been running their backup quarterback for the last 3 weeks. They may or may not have their starter back tonight, so that could change the complexion of this game. Of course, Lovington coming off a huge win against Hobbs, 26-23. That was a thrilling game last week, and it really was a tale of two halves as Lovington held on and, really dominated in the first half and then held on in the second half. Wyatt Gomez, who I've also been informed has changed numbers for tonight, he went 19-30 for 239 yards in that win, averaging over 12 yards per catch, and he threw 4 touchdowns and no interceptions in that game. An absolutely marvelous game for him. Also getting the running game going, 152 yards cumulatively for the team in that game, of course, led by Cameron Ochoa. So if Lovington can get the offense going like that tonight, I think it is going to be very important, Dawn, because you're looking at a Denver City team that, while they don't throw the ball a lot, they will sucker you in. They've got apparently 2 massive running backs who are just going to pound. And then just when you load 9-10 guys in the box to stop the pounding, well, oftentimes that's when they're going to throw the pass and burn you.
And Lovington has got to be really flexible. They've got to read that, read the offense. The defense has to read the offense, really well. and they have to make adjustments. Be very quick with their on-field adjustments from play to play, from series to series, and be ready for both types of game constantly. And with players that are on the field so much, they've got a system where they got so many players that are two-way players for Lovington, but they've worked out a system where they get fresh legs in and out as much as they can, even with those players going both ways. So it's going to be a busy night. If you're a Lovington Wildcat, this is going to be a challenging game.
Well, it certainly is, and for the Cats, it is going to be about getting those fresh legs in there. Of course, Denver City doesn't have a huge roster either. Just looking at it, I mean, they've got about 90 kids on the roster, but only 41 of them are listed with numbers. So we may have a bunch of kids who are in wrong numbers or different numbers tonight. That was just the roster that we were given for Denver City as we prepare for the captains to meet at midfield. Denver City wearing the home reds with the white letters and numbers and the SMU-esque pony on the helmet. For Lovington, they are in the road whites, the white jerseys with blue letters and numbers, the blue pants, the white helmets with cats in script on the side. Interesting note, and I didn't put the announcer's curse on them last week. Maybe I won't tonight. Lovington has won all 4 of their tosses this year, so maybe, just maybe, they'll make it 5 for 5.
As both teams are making their way, the captains making their way to midfield for that coin toss. It'll be interesting to see what happens. Of course, we know if Lovington wins, Coach G just almost always wants to have the ball starting the third quarter, first thing after coming out of halftime. So let's see if they can manage to make it, 5 for 5 tonight.
Well, we certainly can as the captains meet up on the sideline. Hands are shaking. They will, of course, get instructions from the officials. We are playing under slightly different rules tonight. Of course, being over here in West Texas. It's a natural rivalry, though. Lovington and Denver City just 20-some-odd miles apart. So a natural rivalry, but UIL rules are a little bit different than what is played by the NFHS, which is the rules that we play by in New Mexico. The big changes are, what is a catch and what is not, what constitutes a catch and what doesn't. The hash marks are a little bit different. The play clocks are a little bit different, and Lovington won the toss and deferred, I do believe. So
how about it? Yep. Yay.
Hey, well, so, yep, they did win the toss and they did defer, so we are 5 for 5 on the tosses. So, hey, I didn't give them the jinx once again as Denver City chooses to defend the south end zone as we get ready for the start of this one here on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington.
I'll have to go and check. Somebody might be slipping the ref a lucky penny or a lucky quarter over there. I'm not sure.
Hey, we'll take what we can get with this 5-game road trip that we're on, and game 4 of the 5-game road trip.
Yeah, not to mention this is again homecoming for Denver City. It was homecoming for Hobbs last Friday. Now Lovington, another team that's having homecoming.
Something tells me just because it's the way our luck seems to run, it'll probably be homecoming in Artesia next week too. I hope not, but. Anything can happen. Yeah, as we were talking earlier about Denver City's record, they won game 1 against Borger, normally a pretty tough team out of the Panhandle. They won that 19-14. Then they had a slugfest over in Littlefield, 32-30, the final in that one. And then last week for the Mustangs, they absolutely wiped out Abernathy, 34-18. So this is a team that can get things going, and Lovington's run defense at times has been just a little bit iffy. I think the key tonight is going to be just like it was last week, and that is stay in your lane, stay in your assignment, and make sure that you're doing your job and not giving up any big plays. As the Cats burst through the giant blue cat and out onto the field. We're still waiting for the Mustangs to come out on the field. They informed us they were going to wait on the national anthem until both teams were out on the field. But as we continue through this one, as the Cats, pretty good crowd making the trip over from Lovington, as you would expect. And great to have you here. If you couldn't make the game, thanks for listening and thanks for watching as the Mustangs of Denver City will come out onto the field, being led by the red, white, and blue and the Lone Star flag. When we're over in Texas, we ought to get the Zia flag out there too. Make that suggestion to Coach G for me, Don. But Yeah, he might very well do it. But tonight should be a slugfest. It's a New Mexico 4A versus a Texas 3A Division I. Should be a very good matchup. Denver City, as we mentioned, at 2-1. Right now they are number 60 in the state in 3A Division I. So right in the middle of the pack as far as the pundits are seeing them. But always a tough team here in Denver City, and Coach Fontenoy always seems to have his team ready to go when they get into district. Yeah, their district includes Brownfield, Shallowater, and Kermit and Lamesa. So, not the easiest district for Denver City either, as the team's out on the field as we are preparing for the national anthem as Denver City huddling up down in the south end zone. And Lovington will get the kickoff, or rather will kick off, and then we'll be moving from the left to the right, from your video perspective, right to left from Don's perspective down on the field. So, all right, now we will do the national anthem. So we will take a timeout, come back, and kick this one off. This has been your Stone Oilfield Services pregame show on KZOR. Under the Friday night lights in Texas, there is nothing quite like it. And tonight, your top-ranked Lovington Wildcats carrying the Zia flag for the state of New Mexico against the Denver City Mustangs. It is a Lee County-Yoakum County rivalry matchup, and Denver City has had the better of it the last couple years, but Lovington going to look to come out on top tonight after an impressive win last week against Hobbs, looking to keep their win streak alive. From Denver City, I'm TJ Miracle. Don Morgan is field side, and the kickoff, and it'll be a squib to start things. It'll be picked up by Zadrick Betancourt back at the 28, brings it across the 30, gets a block across the 35, but hanging on for dear life and dropping Zadrick was, I believe that was Noel Madrid on the stop. So the Wildcat offense will actually come out first. I thought they deferred, but I guess Coach G deciding, hey, let's go early and see if we can get the offense untracked early. So Wyatt Gomez will lead the Wildcat O onto the field, and he is wearing the O tonight. He's changed from number 2 to number 0 tonight. I'll have to make sure that I'm keeping an eye on that. Sometimes the brain goes into, hey, wait a minute, what's going on out there mode. So Gomez.
We don't have a number 2.
No, we do not. And they will throw the running back screen to Ochoa. He crosses the 40 out to the 42-yard line. Nice little gain there on first down. So call it a 5-yard pickup to Ochoa, and second down and 5. So a nice quick pass, and that's good. Just get the jitters out, get the first hit over, and get it moved. So second down and 5 as the Cats in their own territory, but with good field position at their own 42-yard line. Just underway, 30 seconds into this one. Oh, a 2nd and 5 for the Cats. Trips to the left, single receiver to the right. Ochoa in the backfield with Gomez from the shotgun. Good snap, fake the handoff, though the wide receiver screen this time to Gonzalez. Cesar, a little stutter step, a little hesitation move, gets it out to the 45, and will be stopped well short of the first down. It'll be a 3-yard gain, and so that'll make it a 3rd down and 2. That's pretty important, though. Just get a little yardage each time. Just chip away, and that will move the chains. So the nose of the ball right on the 45-yard line. Stop on the far sideline made by, there's a number 7, and we don't have a number 7 on our roster. The kid made a good stop and slowed things up over there, as well as Eleazar Sotelo, number 4. Twins to the left, twins to the right on 3rd down and 2. Back to pass. Gomez looks, fires, wants it all down the sideline, has Thompson wide open at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, put it in the end zone, 6 on the board, touchdown Wildcats. Take that sucker 55 yards to the house. DeMarcus Thompson wide open, and the Cats have struck first. How did he get that open, Don? Did somebody fall down?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Yeah.
I meant I was looking for the defense, but
See you. Thank you.
Thompson got completely around him, so now the point after to come. So just like that, the Cats are up early, 90 seconds into this one, 6-0. So preparing for the point after and a hard count, and the kick is up, and it is good. Flag on the play, though, as booting it through is Caleb Aranda back on the field. And I think we just declined that one if it was offsides because it went through, but we'll wait for the call to be sure, and it will be offsides on Denver City, and it will be declined. So 90 seconds into this one, the Cats strike first. They lead Denver City 7-0. Denver City's first offensive possession coming up in 1 minute here on Z94 KZOR. The Wildcats take it 55 yards to the house with DeMarcus Thompson, and now Aranda will kick a little squibber, and that one is going to be bobbled around. It is on the Cats, and the Cats have got it.
Betancourt fell on it.
Betancourt gets it as Lovington switched at the last second. Justin Allen was set to kick it. Then Aranda came over and popped it right in. Denver City's front line couldn't handle it, and so the onside kick and the first turnover of the ball game will go to the Wildcats, and they'll have it 1st and 10, and they will have fantastic field position on about their own 48-yard line.
Yeah, it was amazing, and I think that ball went exactly as far as it needed to.
Well, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because it got touched. As soon as it gets touched, it's a live ball. Coach Fontenoy is barking at the official about that, saying that it didn't go 10 yards. Well, Coach, Texas rules and New Mexico rules are the same on this one. As soon as it gets touched, it's a live ball, and I know that because I called Texas high school football for an awful long time before I moved to Lee County. So Lovington football 1st and 10 from their own 48-yard line, already up 7-0 and looking to add to it. 10:22 to go here in the first. Send a man in motion from the right to the left. That is Anson Marquez. Hand it off, and Ochoa through. He's got some room. He takes it to the outside, across the 50, to the 40, down the sideline, 30, 15, 10, 5, put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats, 52 yards. Kevin Ochoa. Holy cow, the Cats have come out swinging. 13-0, less than 2 minutes into the ball game.
I don't remember if Lovington has done this before. If they have, it's been a while since they scored like just on 2 consecutive plays. It's crazy. We'll take it.
Yes, we will, as Aranda on for the point after.
I think I'm going to insist they knock me on my butt at the beginning of the game every game now.
And the kick is up, and it is good. Yes, and I have heard from the official scorekeepers you were actually credited with a Denver City tackle. So you actually tackled Anson Marquez. It will be up on the Max Prep stats here in just a few minutes.
All right. Well, somehow, hopefully it was good luck because immediately after the plays, we've got 14 points on the board.
We do, and 10:07 on the board. We'll just keep it right here and say a big thank you to our friends at Lovington Auto Supply, the Lovington Schools, Bob Thriftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, CYA Trucking Insurance, and Eastern New Mexico University. Thanks to them, we get to bring you these games here on Z94 KZOR and also on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Remember, every 1,000 subscribers, somebody gets $100 of my money. It's not coming from the sponsors, not coming from the station, coming out of my pocket just to say thank you for subscribing to the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Don Morgan Fieldside getting into the action tonight. I'm TJ Miracle, Brad Henderson running the camera tonight, and Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing as Caleb Aranda has it teed up at the 40. Let's see if they actually kick it away this time. I noticed that some of the hands team is up front this time for the Mustangs of Denver City. So now it will be Aranda to kick it away. It is a high end-over-ender into the evening sky, and it will be fielded back at the 10, bringing it out to the 15, to the 20, 25, and coming across is Case McGuire, and he is going to be knocked down at about the 23-yard line.
Alec Olguin
and Zadrick Betancourt on the stop, and so Denver City with okay field position for their first drive of the ball game. Let's see where they put it officially. It'll be at the Denver City 24-yard line. We'll see who the quarterback is going to be. And they're waving off. We've got an official timeout on the field. So I think some questions over on the far sideline. I think one of the officials may have gotten taken down, and Coach G's over there. Well, I think Coach G's over there talking with an official, so I don't know what's going on over there.
I know one of the officials is sucking down some water, but they're all having a conversation with Coach G as they get some hydration.
Now, even officials can cramp up too, so. As Denver City will head out there. I believe the quarterback will be Lance Taylor, but we'll have to double check, because of course the kid running the quarterback has no number on his jersey. He has a jersey on, but it's tucked up high. So hand it off, and going to the right side is one of their big running backs. That is number 22, Andrew Velasco. So Andrew Velasco.
He's not so big. He's just quick. He's actually he's like a cannonball. He reminds me of Robert Newhouse Jr. for the Cowboys.
A little bit. Actually, I think that's
Jonah.
I think that's Jonah Escalante is the quarterback. So Escalante, I'm pretty sure, is the quarterback. I wish you used to not be able to roll your shirt up like that. That was a no-no. And the refs have told him. And it is Escalante.
It's number 9. Yeah.
Oh, it's number 9.
It's number 9.
So it's Jason Yanez. And he is going to try it to the right side, and nothing going on that one. As on the run is number 10. That was Case McGuire. And he's going to get, let's see, he's actually going to lose a couple of yards on the play. So the tackle made by number 14, Jaden Gutierrez. It's a loss of 2 on the play. And so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 to go. So couple here, couple there, and, well, now it's 3rd and 10 for Coach Fontenoy. As they'll throw it out, and that one will be good coverage and a high pass, and intended for McGuire, or pardon me, that was Daniel Cisneros on the far side, but incomplete, and he had to climb the ladder. Pretty good coverage down there.
Jaden Gutierrez was on him tight, but good clean coverage.
So Yanez misfires, and it'll be incomplete, and it'll be 4th down and a long 10. Should be punt time for Coach Fontenoy and his Denver City Mustangs, as we've got an official down again. Oh, he's up, and he says he's okay. The Whitecap goes and checks on him.
Hey, I don't feel so bad now. I've just been down once.
Hey, the official's been tackled twice. Hey, the side judge and the back judge now. So Denver City awaits the punt. And it's a high snap. Lovington comes after it. They almost get to it, and I think they did. That one is going to helicopter off to the right side. If we touched it, though, that's a live ball. And I guess they're going to say we did not touch it. We just got pressure on. So it will be Lovington football, and they'll have great field position. 1st and 10 from the Denver City 47-yard line. No, Lovington's D does what it needs to do first time out. On the defensive side, now let's see if the offense can go ahead and keep their foot on the gas after the defense forced Denver City to go 3 and out. 8:25 to go in the first quarter. Lovington leading 14-0, and they've got their 3rd offensive possession. Split twins to the left and twins to the right. From the pistol formation, hand it off. Ochoa comes right side, and he's going to bounce off one and get taken down behind the line. A couple of Mustangs in on that big stop, including Noel Madrid and Julian Madrid. So the Madrids both hitting him, and it'll be a 2-yard loss for Cameron, and that'll bring up a 2nd down and 12. Ball still on the Denver City side of midfield. So it didn't work so good on the right side. They've had a lot of success, though, on the left side. So 2nd down and 12. Ball is spotted at the Denver City 49-yard line. Again, twins to the left, twins to the right in a stack formation. Empty set in the backfield. Gomez back to pass. Wyatt will sling it down into coverage, and laying out and going for it was
Alec Ogeen,
Alec Ogeen, but he is going to be slow to get up.
He had
a step on his man, but he is down, and he is not feeling good. Of course, tonight Lovington is going to be without the services of Marcus Henderson for the next couple of weeks. The next almost month, but he should be back by district. His dad's our cameraman. We appreciate his update on Marcus. So, that's going to be something to watch tonight, especially on the lines without Marcus there.
Ogeen's up, walking back across the sidelines.
Just had to lay out, so kind of a probably just got the wind knocked out of him a little bit, but it'll be third down and 12 now for the Wildcats. You don't really want to stall things out, as Gomez will get the play in from the sideline. And he will head into the huddle and relay it to his offense. 7.5 minutes to go in the first. Lovington up as they bunch 3 receivers tight on the right side. Single man out wide to the left. Now they're going to split out. Gutierrez wide to the right. Now they're going to stack up Betancourt with him on the right side. Good snap. Gomez with it. Wyatt under pressure, and he is going to be sacked. He got taken down well behind the line. Back in Denver City territory, coming through was Noel Madrid and putting a huge hit on him. So that's going to be an 8-yard sack. And so now it'll be 4th down and 20, and definitely punt time for the Wildcats.
Yeah, they're going to spot it.
Good defensive pressure there for Denver City.
They're going to spot it at the 44 in special teams. The special team is on for Lovington.
Patrick Sanchez to punt it away to Andrew Velasco, back deep to receive. Send a man in motion, high snap, it's handled, and off the side of the foot of Patrick a little bit, but it takes a good Lovington bounce. Will go inside the 20, still rolling, inside the 15 to the 14 to the 13, and that's where the Cats will down it. And downing it down there is Cesar Gonzalez. So Denver City going to be pinned back deep with 6:44 to go in the first, and Lovington with a 2-score lead. 1st and 10 DC from their own 13-yard line. Good punt there from Patrick.
Yeah, it was nice, as did just what he needed to do, not to kick it too far to go to the end zone, but to pin him back.
And I still have nightmares of this 13-yard line back here where Denver City is. We were going the other way Coach G's first year.
Right.
And it was, we'll talk about it in a minute, remembrances of here in Denver City. So Yanez hands it off to Velasco, goes right side, gets through the first level, gets through the second, and he's going to cross the 20 and drag a couple of Cats with him out near first down yardage. So Andrew Velasco moving through, and it will be enough for a Denver City first down, their first of the ball game. So move the chains out to the 23-yard line.
It seems wild, but we're still just minutes into this game. 6:22 left to play in the first.
A lot has already happened, and 14-0, Lovington in the lead. Yanez from the shotgun, hands it off. Velasco brings it to the left side, cuts it back up the middle, crosses the 30 out to the 33-yard line, and a late flag comes in. So Velasco is going to pick up 8, but I'm going to wait and see what the call is. That may be a block in the back or even a hold on the edge. That may have been what helped spring Velasco for that. I was watching the ball. Well, let's see for sure what they're going to call. And it will be holding on Denver City, and so that'll wipe out the 8-yard gain, and it'll be 10 yards from the spot, and so we'll replay first down. Well, they take it 10 from the spot, and so that'll take it back inside the 20, back to the 19-yard line. So it happened up at the 29. It's a 10-yard penalty officially in the books. Winds up being about a 5-yard penalty in reality. It'll be first down and 14 for Denver City. First penalty of the ball game on either squad as Yanez, single back in the backfield with him is Velasco. And the ball is going to be loose. The Cats swarming for it. I think Velasco fell on it.
Yeah, I think he did.
And so the Mustangs get it back. It will be a sack as Yanez did get it back. He's the one who fell on it, and they're going to lose 4 yards on the play. And so now it'll be second down and 17 for the Mustangs. And Evie, I think we are reconnected. Thank you. I'll try and keep an eye on that. That's why we have a phone backup. So now it'll be second down and 17 for Denver City. Yanez hands it. Nope, keeps it himself. Comes near side. Has some room across the 20, 25, 30. 35 to the 40. In pursuit and will step out just shy of midfield as everybody in the stadium bit on the play fake. And it's a huge gain as he will take that one. That is 29 yards on the keeper for Yanez, and it'll be a first down for Denver City.
And thankfully, Jaden Gutierrez there to
5 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Wildcats with a 14-0 lead, but Denver City on the march. Velasco is the single back in the backfield. Yanez with it. He will hand it to Velasco this time. Goes over left tackle and just puts his head down and gets back to the line of scrimmage before the Wildcat D converges on him and will bring him down as Patrick Sanchez comes out of the bottom of the pile. So no gain for Velasco, and it'll be second down. Wow, they're going to give him forward progress of 2. So it'll be second down and 8 for the Mustangs.
And Areola and Ochoa were the two who brought him down.
So it'll be a second down and 8, ball just shy of midfield. Right on the big pony. It's on the 50. Velasco keeps it himself, or Yanez dumps it to one of his wide receivers. It'll be complete. It'll be a pickup of 9 as he will toss that one out to Daniel Sinaceros. So Sinaceros with a 9-yard catch from Yanez. And it'll be the third Denver City first down of this drive. Ball right at the Lovington 40.
Yeah, the Mustangs kind of systematically moving it down the field on this position. They're not getting in a real hurry about it, but they are moving the chains forward.
So from the Wildcat 40, under 4 to play here in the first quarter. Lovington up by 2. Actually up by 14, which is 2 touchdowns and 2 extra points. So Twins to the right side, and they're going to go full house, almost a modified wishbone look in the backfield. Lovington shows blitz, hand it off. Velasco takes it left side, stumbles but gets away, and he'll be out near the 10-yard line before he is taken down by DeMarcus Thompson and Jaden Gutierrez, but he'll have 10 more yards on the carry as he stumbled a little bit, and Lovington kind of backed off on the defense and like, okay, he's going to fall, and then he just kept going forward. Now they're going into hurry up. Stack a diamond left side. Throw the wide receiver screen to Velasco. Gets a block. A little stutter step as he will cross the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. So it'll be a pickup of 7 to Velasco.
Yeah, and it's challenging to get him. He's short, but he's strong. He's got a lot of muscle on him, and he's quick. And he slides under the tackles, and he finds room under and down low, and that's how he squeezes through.
So they give him 8 yards on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Again, a modified wishbone. Velasco on the handoff, hit the backfield this time, but somehow stays. Nope, he went down.
Yeah, he went down.
I was going to say 31.
And 6, and
yeah,
got him.
Elon Clayton takes him down behind the line. It'll be a loss of 2 on that one. And so that'll bring up a 3rd down and 4, a critical 3rd down and 4. I've got to think this would be 4-down territory for Coach Fontenoy. 2:20 remaining in the first quarter. Lovington up 14-0, but Denver City on the march. So 3rd down and 4, just outside the red zone. Lovington's going to overload the right side. Blitz is coming. High snap. Yanez handles it. Hands it to Velasco. Is hit at the line. Will get a couple of yards before he is dropped by Valentin Herrera and Elon Clayton.
Swarmed.
He's going to get one of the 2 that he lost back, but now it'll be a 4th down and 3, and I've got to think it's going to be go time for the Mustangs.
Yeah, Alex Rivera was in on that stop too.
So it'll be a 3rd down and a long 2, short 3. They've got to get it to the 20. They're just outside the 22. They're going to put everybody up tight. And actually, we got a new quarterback in the game this time. That's Herlin Lozano. And he'll just take it himself on a Wildcat. And he is hit shy, and a helmet pops off, and he is going to be short. As coming through and putting the big boom on was Kyler Reeves. It'll be a pickup of 1 for Lozano.
That was a great read. A great read over there on the strong side by the Lovington D. Really nice moves by Reeves coming through.
So over on downs, it'll be Wildcat football from their own 21-yard line. 1:13 to go here in the first quarter of play. So now Lovington gets the football back as Denver City methodically moves the ball down, but then kind of stalls out. Credit to the Lovington defense, though, as they made that work. So coming up to the line, it'll be a Twins to the left, and we've got flags flying, and I think they're going to say illegal. They had too many men on the field when they lined up, or an illegal formation.
On Lovington?
Uh-huh. Okay. And it will be, too many men on the field. Lovington, you can't have that extra man in the huddle when you get to the – and he has to be off the field before you get to the line. So it'll be a 5-yard penalty, and it'll be 1st down and 15. That's something you got to think about. It's, again, a little bit different rules. I mean, you can say football's football, and it really is, but there are a few little of the intricacies that are different. Twins left, procedures.
Procedural. Uh-huh.
So hand it off, and that'll be Ochoa going left side, and not a lot of room to run. So he's going to get it up to the 15-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 2 for Ochoa, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 13. But good pursuit on the far side by Denver City. And number 7, who we don't have a number 7 listed here. I've got 3 number 6s, so I'm actually going to go with Lionel Razzo. I think that may be Razzo. It looks like he's about the right size.
Yeah, 2 number 6s are just the same guy. It's just a duplication on the roster.
Uh-huh.
The other 6 is Razzo, so maybe him.
I'm thinking that's Razzo. He looks like he's about, the kid that made the tackle looks like he's about 5'11", so it'll be a 2nd down and 13, call it 14 for the Wildcats. Stuck back at their own 15-yard line. Good snap, Wyatt back, pressure comes, has to roll, goes left, looks downfield, now just going to tuck it, taking himself, and flags on the play, and we're going to have a hold on the backside. And even though Wyatt got a couple of yards out of it, this one's going to move backwards 10 yards. So that's going to put Lovington inside the 10, back at about their own 5 or so. Yeek.
Yeah, not good.
No, not good at all. It'll still be 2nd down, but it's going to be 2nd down in Seminole, and it will be holding on the Wildcats.
Yeesh. That's going to make it, 2nd and 25?
About 20. So let's see. Yeah, they've got to get it out to – they're going to put it inside the 10 at the 5.
Yeesh,
so it's 27. It is 2nd and 27 because they got to get it to the 31.
They're so close. It's very uncomfortable being that close to your own end zone. Got to get out of the
So
shadow.
now, yeah, I mean, before it was second and Seminole. Now it's second and Andrews. They're playing Seminole tonight. Twins to the left, one to the right. On second down and somewhere deep in the heart of Texas. You don't really have a lot of plays in the book for this situation, and holding on Lovington, yeah, we know that. You signaled it already. So now they're going to spot the ball. It's already spotted, and now they're going to say it's in for play. All right, so second and a long way to go. Wyatt with it. Pressure comes. Throws it. Has a man. It's going to be caught. That's Thompson across the 20, or across the 10 out to the 15 near the 20-yard line.
And that's, I think, Olguin.
Oh, Olguin, number 4. Sorry, the way he was moving, it looked like the number 6.
Yep.
But it's still a good gain of about 16 on the pitch and catch. So the 16-yard catch by Olguin, third down and more manageable as the quarter comes to an end. We're back in a minute. Lovington 14, Denver City nothing. This is Wildcat football. To Denver City, start of the second quarter as the Lovington Wildcats leading this one 14-0. I'm TJ Miracle high above Mustang Stadium. Dawn Morgan patrols field side. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight on HobbsAmerica.com and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. So a 16-yard gain makes it third down and 11. A nice little crossing route there from Gomez to Olguin.
And he was able, Wyatt got rid of it really quickly, got it into his hands.
Empty set in the backfield, send a man in motion from the right to the left. Gomez with it, good protection, steps up, fires it, and overthrows his intended target as Cesar Gonzalez. If he just keeps running like he starts, he's got that one. It'll be incomplete, and it'll be fourth down and 11 and punt time for the Wildcats.
Yeah, I hate to see that after, a couple of a nice play and a good recovery. And without that penalty, maybe, things would have gone a little bit differently there. I don't know.
So it'll be fourth down and a long way to go in punt time as Patrick Sanchez to punt it away to Velasco. Second punt of the night for Patrick. So Velasco going to set up back on his own 45. Send a man in motion. Patrick gets the foot into it. A high spiraling punt. Velasco fields it at the 43. Brings it near side across the 50. Across the 55, or across the 45. Stiff arms a man. And gets it out to about the 39-yard line. So Denver City going to have pretty good starting field position there. If this was Canadian football, that would be the 55. But this isn't Canadian football. So it'll be first and 10 for Denver City. Lovington hanging on to a 14-0 lead. But now Denver City with their best starting position on the Wildcat 39-yard line after a good return by Velasco. Velasco will be the single back in the backfield with Yanez. Lovington stacks 5 men on the front. They will hand it off. Velasco near side slips down and gets to the 40. I think they're probably going to give him a yard, maybe 2. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to put him out at they're going to give him a yard. I think that's about right. So a 1-yard gain. Good stop by the Wildcats. A lot of fighting going on the near side, and I did see the side judge over here tell Anson Marquez and one of the Mustangs, I think that was Ivan Gomez, to cut it out.
Yeah.
So it'll be 2nd down and 9. Again, Velasco is the lone back. Good snap. Fake the handoff, looking to pass. Yanez steps up, throws it down the middle, has a man. That's McGuire at the 15, 10, 5, and he'll be down at the 2-yard line. As riding him down is Ramiro Gonzalez, but that is a huge gain down to inside the 5. So it'll be a 30, let's see where they say. They're going to put him at the 4-yard line. That's 25, that's 26 yards to McGuire. And so it'll be 1st and goal for the Mustangs. That'll be 42 yards on 3 of 4 passing for Yanez. First catch of the night for McGuire. 1st and goal from the 4-yard line. Actually, they move him back to the 6. So 1st and goal from the 6. Modified wishbone. Fake the handoff. Yanez rolls left side. Giving chase is Ochoa. Gets him from behind, and flags fly. I don't know what they could be throwing a flag on over there, but he threw it right at one of the Lovington players. I don't know what this call could be unless it's a hold somewhere that was further down the line. Let's see, and it will be holding. Holding on Denver City. So, okay.
Okay.
So, second holding penalty on Denver City will move them back, and it'll wipe out about a 4-yard gain. That was good pursuit, though, by Cameron Ochoa. So, he had to get on the horse to get over there and get to Yanez.
Certainly did. Yanez.
So that'll move them back to outside the 10, put them at the 14-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 14. Denver City football, 10:45 to go first half. Lovington leading 14-0. Going to go with the modified wishbone look again in the backfield. A shotgun wishbone. The shot bone, I think that's what I'm going to call it. Hand it to Velasco. Tries to go over right tackle and gets to the 10-yard line. I'm going to give him inside the 10 to the 9, so it'll be a 5-yard gain for Velasco. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 10. So 4-yard gain officially. As a whole bunch more players come in for Denver City as they switch out. Velasco coming out. So you got to think if Velasco is coming out, they've got to be thinking about maybe throwing a pass. They've got the other Velasco in there. That's Jose Velasco. Yep, looks like a passing down for sure. As keeping it himself, they snap it to Velasco. That's Jose. And he'll take it inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. So it'll be a 7-yard gain for Jose. And now it'll be 3rd and goal from the 5. So 3rd and goal from the 5, 6 yards officially. One of these years I'm going to start doing my stat sheets and pencils so I can erase things. So 3rd and goal from the 5. Time for the big boys up front to step up for the Wildcats. With 9:29 to go here in the first half, trying to keep Denver City off the board. Denver City on the march, having good field position as whistles sound. As timeout going to be taken by Denver City. 9:22 to go first half. Lovington 14, but Denver City knocking on the door. Wildcat football continues in a moment on KZOR. Out of the Denver City timeout, they will have it 3rd and goal from the 5. I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you with us from here in Denver City. So 3rd and goal from the 5 as Lovington, the big boys up front, going to try and stop them as they're going to keep Velasco in the game as the quarterback. That is Jose Velasco. Velasco with it, and yep, flags fly, which will mean false start on Denver City. So that'll be Denver City's third penalty for 25 yards in total. And that's hard to do. And not exactly sure why they don't have Yanez in as the quarterback here, because when you change cadence and you change, even if there's not a lot of difference, there is some, and the offensive line is used to one cadence coming out of Yanez, and Velasco's is going to be a little different. So moving back 5 yards, and now it's 3rd and goal from the 10, and they will put Yanez back in. So from the 10-yard line, and hand it off. And nope, keeping it himself. Yanez looks pressured, throws across his body, and that one going to be tipped away at the last moment. Great job by Ribeiro. As Dawn, I think we have lost you here. As something is telling me that it went to a scan, so I'm going to move this to where maybe we don't get that, as I will switch it back over to where you were as time allows here in just a second. So 4th down and 10. 4th and goal from the 10 for Denver City. And I've got to think they're going to go for it. I mean, it'd be about a 27-yard field goal attempt, and they will come out and line up. Yanez with Velasco on either side of him. Low snap, Velasco handles it, pressured, lets it go just as he's hit, and a fight for it in the end zone, and touchdown as Sinacetos will take it in as he fought off one of the Wildcats and took it home for the Denver City touchdown. As I don't know how Yanez got that away. I don't know how Sinacetos managed to hold on to it, but he did, and Denver City is on the board. It is now 14-6 with the point after to come. And they will attempt the 2-point conversion as Yanez will take it around the right side and go in for the 2-point conversion. 9:01 to go first half. Lovington 14, Denver City 8. We're back in a minute here on Z94 KZOR and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. It'll be an onside kick, and Lovington is just going to have to pounce on it as Matthew Prudencio will take it after it caroms off one of the other Wildcats. And so Coach Fontenoy trying to get it back after they have a 39-yard drive, which culminates in a 9-yard touchdown pass from Jason Yanez to Sinacetos.
And Lovington's going to have a pretty good field position here. I think they're going to spot that at about the 44.
Yep, so it'll be 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 44 with 8:56 to go here in the first half. It's now 14-8. Denver City trailing our Wildcats. But the Wildcats have stalled out their last 2 offensive possessions. They got to find a way to get it going once again right here.
Yeah, they've really got to convert on those 3rd down. Just keep the chains moving before they get to a 3rd down.
Twins right, one to the left. Back to pass is Gomez. Throws it underneath, and laying out for it is DeMarcus Thompson, and he will have it right at midfield. It'll be a 6-yard pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down and 4. Hey, that's what you want. Just move the ball, get 4 or 5 yards at a time, and all is good. Thompson's 2nd catch of the night for 61 yards. Heading off the sideline is Cameron Ochoa.
And they're going to give bit more. They've got it. They're spotting it at the 49.
So they're going to give him 7. It'll be 2nd down and 3. Single back in the backfield, low snap handled by Gomez, throws it, has it to Marquez at the 45, gets away from 1 to the 44-yard line, so it'll be a pickup of 6 to Anson Marquez, and it'll move the chains, first down Wildcats, and I don't believe I'm getting ready to say this, that is the first down of the ball game for Lovington.
It's funny that they could have 14 points on the board, and that's their first down. But that's kind of this game has not been typical.
No, it has not. So from the 43-yard line, 1st and 10 inside Mustang territory. Twins left, Twins right. They're going to shift Marquez over to the to the tight end position. Hand it off to Jaden Gutierrez, and he's swarmed behind the line. And Jaden going to lose a couple, and it'll be 2nd down and 12 as. Right in the middle was Daniel Sinacetos coming over from his linebacker position to make the stop. So he catches a touchdown, and then he gets the tackle. So that'll be 2nd down and 12. 7:20 remaining in the first half. Lovington would like to get that score back. So send Thompson by himself to the left side, send Twins to the right. Gutierrez single back in the backfield. Good snap. Waiting for it, pump fake, goes across the middle. Anson Marquez wide open at the 30, across the 25, and down to the 21-yard line, and move the chains. First down, Wildcats. That one is going to be good for 19 yards to Anson, who found a little soft spot in the zone and moved it forward.
And here we go, Lovington just kind of methodically moving down quickly toward the end zone. Let's see if they can just keep on.
Gomez right now is 7 of 9 for 110 yards and a touchdown, just outside the Denver City red zone from the 21-yard line. And here in Denver City, it actually is a red zone. Yes, I've been waiting all night to say that. So 1st and 10 from the 21-yard line. Cats on the march. Twins left, Twins right. Send a man in motion. That is Thompson. Pitch it to Thompson, and flags flying. We're going to have false start on the Wildcats as, they got trying to move a little bit soon. 3rd penalty on Lovington for 20 yards. Now it'll be 1st and 15. And again, that's the thing. You have to get set. In Texas, you have to be set. You can't have anybody moving when the ball is snapped. I do believe that is still the rule, as everybody has to be set on the offensive side.
And I think that's what the white cap reminded.
You can
Lovington
have a man in motion.
Here.
You can't have any forward motion, but
you
in New Mexico. But I think you can have side to side. Yeah, as Gomez back to pass under pressure, slings it down the left side into huge territory, and flags fly.
Pass interference.
It will be offensive pass interference as coming over and was Eleazar Sotelo, and he bumped Rivero before the ball got to him. So it should be pass interference. That was an ill-advised pass, throwing it into triple coverage. Elijah was trying to get free, but Rivero, not much he could do right there. As that was a dangerous pass, but it will be defensive pass interference.
Lovington dodged a bullet.
Yes, it will be.
Uh-oh. And now do we have some
and Coach Fontenoy's arguing. There's no argument there, Coach, as your player knocked down Rivero before the ball was even close.
And the ref does not like the fact that the coach was barking. I don't know if he threw another. Did he throw another flag?
Yeah, there is another flag, I think. They could call unsportsmanlike conduct here on the coach. So, and you've actually got a couple of the refs actually looks like they're arguing down here. As it looks like the side judge is having an argument with the head referee and taking Coach Fontenoy's side of things. Now, the white cap is the crew chief, is in charge. He needs to tell both his side judge and the coach, boys, this is the call. Well, I don't get those. The side judge is the one who threw the flag. So how could they be arguing this in any way, shape, form, or fashion? Now they're pointing at Lovington. What? Pass interference, Denver City. Okay.
Yeah.
First down, Lovington. Right. And that will take Lovington to the 11. It is a 15-yard penalty on Denver City. So 1st and 10 from the 11 for the Wildcats. Move the chains. All right. So actually they're going to move it back to the 13. Don't know how you get a 15-yard penalty from the 26 and put it at the 13, but okay. Whatever works. We've got the ball. We've got the first down. It is an automatic first down. Yeah, move it up to the 11. Well, now they're going to move it. It's not a 20-yard penalty, boys. I'm not sure why they're spotting it where they are. Coach Fontenoy is not sure why they're spotting it where they are, and I agree with him on this one. So now it'll be 1st and goal from the 6 for the Wildcats. That winds up being a 20-yard penalty. That's not a 20-yard penalty. Anyway, Twins to the left, one to the right from the shotgun. Wyatt waits for it. Ochoa in the backfield on his left shoulder. Hand it to Cameron. Hit in the backfield. Gets away from 1. Gets across the 5 down to the 4-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 3 for Cameron. 2nd and goal from the 4. 55 yards on 4 carries for Cameron Ochoa. Right, and I thank you, Brad. You can hear and see things better than I can. They did call an unsportsmanlike conduct on the sideline, so that's where the extra 5 yards came in. It was a half the distance penalty. And
that was right. There was seeing that flag come out thrown toward the sideline. That's what that was all about.
So it'll be 2nd and goal now from the 4-yard line. Wyatt from the shotgun. Points out the protection. Now he's back to pass. Pressured. Goes to the deep right corner. Has a man. That is Gonzalez and puts 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. Cesar Gonzalez. 4 yards for the Wildcat touchdown. And they get the score back. Now it's time to decide. Do you make this a 21-8 ball game or do you try to get the 2-point conversion back? I think you kick it, but that's just me. But the Cats get the touchdown back. They take advantage of an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on the Denver City sideline after a pass interference.
And it looks like they are kicking. I think that's good. Back.
Yeah, Aranda back to kick it. That's Caleb Aranda.
Okay.
Sophomore place kicker.
Right.
I think Coach G is maybe discussing whether they want to go for it. And they could certainly run the Wildcat with Cam, and he is the holder. And he has done that.
And he's looking out there. They're checking out, looking at the coach. So we'll see what happens here. Taking a long time.
Yes, they are.
To figure out the play.
So Cameron going to switch it, and they are going to run the Wildcat, looks like. Yep, to Cameron. Takes it left side, hit in the backfield, gets away from 1, shakes off 2, but he can't shake off the next 6 that hit him, and flags fly everywhere. So it'll be no good, and Denver City's charge, led by Manuel Espinosa, among just about every other red-clad man, including Julian Madrid. What's the call on the field? And it'll be holding on Lovington, and so I think they're going to decline that one, not give Lovington another shot at it. Let's see the call for sure. I think maybe we should have kicked it. That kind of bit us a couple of times last week. So, all right, everybody's back to the sidelines. 5:10 to go first half. Lovington 20, Denver City 8. We are back in a minute on KZOR. The Wildcats will take it down the field. It's capped off by a 4-yard touchdown pass from Wyatt Gomez to Cesar Gonzalez. They attempted a 2-point conversion to get it back to 14 points. It was no good, and with 5:10 to go, it's a 12-point Wildcat lead, 20-8. I'm TJ Miracle, Dawn Morgan, field side, Brad Henderson running the camera, Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing and running the 3-ring circus. And so Aranda now to kick it away. There was a hold on the attempted 2-point conversion that was declined. It's a short kick into no man's land. Is Velasco going to pick it up at the 15? Comes near side, gets a block, 20, 25 to the 30. It's a foot race, 35, 40, 45 to the 50. Cuts it back. Lovington finally going to hit him. That was Zadrick Betancourt, but it is a huge gain. It's going to be inside the 35. Down to about the 33-yard line as Velasco got some good blocks and just took it up and took it home. And so great field position for Denver City.
So Lovington D is just going to have to work that much harder.
But Velasco is up, and he's got a little hitch in his giddy up. So Denver City, though, after Velasco with a huge gain on the return, will have it 1st and 10 from the Lovington 33. 4:50 remaining first half. Lovington with a 12-point lead, but that does not feel safe. Now they're going to start the play clock as Yasin is the quarterback, and it'll be Jose Velasco. He is the running back. Twins to the left, tight end in the game on the right side. Handed off to Velasco, and he will be taken down from behind. The ball pops out as Thompson got it away and then comes up with the football. Lovington has the ball. Second turnover of the ball game. Lovington football. Great job to Marcus Thompson to reach in, strip it out, and grab it. Lovington has it. It is official, and the Cats defense and DeMarcus Thompson come up big there.
Well, we just said after that great return that Lovington was just going to have to work that much harder, and they did.
They did. In one play, they get it back. So second turnover of the ball game for Denver City, and it'll give the Cats the football back. You'd like to cash in on it right here if you can. You've still got all 3 timeouts and plenty of time to work with.
And a lot of momentum and energy right now. The Cats are feeling good.
Gomez from the shotgun. Low snap, handles it wide with time. Throws it underneath. Has it to Rivero. He crosses the 40 out to the 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 9. 2nd down and 1. First catch of the night for Elijah Rivero.
He got slung down, but pretty hard, but he popped right back up.
From the 42-yard line. And I think that's what Lovington's going to have to do is they're going to just have to keep sending 4 or 5 guys out and throwing the quick passes that are only good for 4 or 5.
Yeah, I think
but
so.
But that keeps you get the ball in the hands of your playmakers.
Right.
They make a play. It's a big play. If not, it's 5 yards.
And you get rid of it quickly.
Yes, no chance for the pressure to come. Only 3 men across the front this time for Denver City, but looks like they may be bringing a couple of the linebackers with 3:45 remaining here in the first. Fake the handoff. Wyatt hit as he throws it. Wants it all going down the field, and a good fight for it down the field as Jonah Escalante and Cesar Gonzalez fighting for it. Escalante put a hand out, but they're going to say it was not enough to pull the interference. So it'll be incomplete, and it'll be 3rd down and 1 to go.
Yeah, and I think really you just try to get enough yards to get that first down here.
Yeah, that's all you want to do. Just get the first down, keep it going. Of course, you got to look and see what Denver City's defense is going to give you, but I've got to think you just hand it off to Cameron and let him bang it right up the middle. And, you got 2 downs to get a yard. I think you can handle that. And Cameron will be the deep back, and they'll put Twins to the left and 1 to the right. Wyatt with it, hand it, fake it to Ochoa, throw it across to Gonzalez, and overthrows him, incomplete.
He had good coverage.
Threw it behind him, yeah. If he throws it in front instead of behind, yeah. What was that, Don?
Escalante on him, tied again.
No, yeah, they throw it in front instead of behind. He may be off to the races, but Lovington's going to show the punt team. I don't know that I agree with this at 4th down and a yard. I don't know that I agree with the pass either, but there's a reason I'm sitting up here and I'm not wearing a headset for the Lovington coaching staff. So Patrick Sanchez back to punt with 3:28 to go. You hate to see the wasted turnover try.
Well, he's turned around.
I'm not sure you don't call timeout here and
huh?
bring the offense back out.
Wow.
So Coach G's going to punt on 4th up. They are. They're going to snap it to one of the up men, and it will be a first down. So move the chains as they will snap that directly to Cameron Ochoa. And he'll get 3, make it 4 yards before he is brought down and move the chains. First down Wildcats. I was going to say, and this is a bad memory of this place for Lovington faithful. Coach G's first year late in the game, it was 4th and 57 from the 13-yard line, our own 13-yard line, and he went for it. And I remember you asked him after the game about it, and he said, well, I've got to show I've got faith in these kids. I thought we could do it. Denver City scored on the next play. But, yeah,
well,
it's a much different team now than it was then.
Different game, and Lovington.
So Lovington goes for it on 4th down and 1 and makes it happen. Handed off to Ochoa, a little stutter step at the line, and he is hit behind the line and brought down as Velasco and also Ivan Gomez on that stop. So no room for Cameron. So he's going to lose about a half yard. And so it'll be 2nd down and 10. 2nd and 11, yeah. So moving back just a hair. Clock continues to move with 2.5 minutes to go here in the first half. As Denver City going to send another man in as Lovington will bring it to the line. 2nd down and 10. Still inside their own territory. Trying to take advantage of a turnover. Sindolgin in motion from the slot left to right. Wyatt going to roll to the right. Looking. Throws it across his body, and that one is almost picked off. A dangerous throw. He was trying to get Gomez on the sideline, and Velasco came out of nowhere and almost picks that one off. Incomplete, and that'll be 3rd down and 10.
He was trying for Gonzalez, Cesar Gonzalez.
Cesar Gonzalez, thank you. So it'll be 3rd down and 10 after good coverage. Clock stops with 2:05 remaining here.
Number 88, Davenport over here, just beside himself, thinking that he just almost picked that one off. He thought he had it.
And he almost did. Zone out, it'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Good crowd on hand here tonight, both for Denver City and for Lovington. Twins left, Twins right. Protection breaks down. Wyatt going to have to come near side. He is pressured, and he is just going to have to run out at the 49-yard line. He's hit as he comes out of bounds. No flag on the play. Wyatt will get 1, make it 2 on the quarterback keeper. And so it'll be 4th down and a ways to go. From right at midfield, 3rd and 8, or 4th and 8, I think you might think about going for it. G means go, and this is right in the neighborhood of where it's a yes-no.
We don't have any sign of special team coming.
Nope,
so
we do not.
I think they are going for it.
They are going to go for it. So Wyatt will bring the play into the huddle. 4th down and 8. You got to pick up that blitz. Looks like they're probably going to bring McGuire or Siniceros on the blitz. And, yep, Siniceros on the corner blitz. Flags fly, and they'll throw it to Thompson, and it'll be complete. But it should be offsides on Denver City, so give them 5, which makes it a much more manageable thing. Let's see for sure as they're pointing. But Siniceros was coming on the corner blitz. He was going to get around the end, looked like, and yep, it will be offsides on Denver City. So Denver City, that is their 6th penalty of the ball game for 50 yards. And so that makes it a much more manageable 4th down, and we'll call it 1-2. We'll call it 2.5. As they're spotting it at the Denver City 46-yard line, and they've got to get it to just inside the 44. Empty set in the backfield. Denver City jumps, but they don't break the plane, and they did break the plane that time. No call.
Yeah,
and it'll be complete to DeMarcus Thompson, and they keep fighting him and running him down after he's out and the whistle is blown. Throw the flag. Somebody's going to get hurt.
There's a flag
on the
here.
Far side.
Yeah,
okay.
There's a flag over here
and it
in front of me. So.
All right. There should be an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty right here in front of us. And it will be 1st down for the Wildcats as another offsides on Denver City. Coach Fontenoy cannot be happy about that. 5th first down for the Wildcats, and that'll keep their drive alive. Move the ball to the Denver City 41. 1:18 remaining in the first half. Lovington leading this one by 12, 20-8.
And a couple of those, maybe 3 of those first downs coming on penalties because
they have. So Denver City trying to hold on. They will have the ball first in the second half. Empty set in the backfield. Whistles sound as, the play clock was running down to 2-1. And Lovington going to have to take the timeout, and I think that's a good thing. Going to be a lot to talk about in your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up. And nope, they're not going to charge. They're going to say that they started the play clock too soon. A little hometown timing going. So Lovington will not be charged the timeout because, they started the play clock too soon. So it will be 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line. Clock moves at 1:15 to go in the first half. So Lovington going to come out with an empty set in the backfield. Trips to the right, Twins to the left. Not showing blitz. High snap. Wyatt with it. Throws it near side to DeMarcus. Little spin move. Gets away from one across the 30. Still on his feet to the 20. 10. 5. Put it in the end zone on the stiff arm. Touchdown Wildcats. DeMarcus Thompson will take it 41 yards to the house. His 2nd touchdown of the ball game. And that stiff arm right at the end on Eleazar Sotelo was a thing of beauty. And the Cats will take this one to a 26-8 lead. Wow.
the Cats have come through. They have made the big plays tonight. That's what their offense has been all about tonight, is the big play.
And it looked like Thompson was going to be stopped for about a 2-3 yard gain, and somehow he just broke away. Snap is good. The kick, Miranda, is up, and it is good. With 51 seconds to go in the first half, Lovington 27, Denver City 8. We're back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. And the Lovington Wildcats take advantage of a Denver City turnover, drive the ball right at 70 yards, and it capped off a 41-yard touchdown pass from Wyatt Gomez to DeMarcus Thompson. A drive kept alive by 2 offside penalties right near midfield. And the Cats cash in on both of their turnovers. They're up now 27-8, a 19-point lead. Don Morgan Field side, I'm TJ Miracle. Brad Anderson running the camera for us tonight, helping us with the tech. Evie Stuber running the 3-ring circus back at the KZOR and One Radio Square studios. So Aranda to kick it away. Of course, we got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Noah halftime show coming up. And your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Aranda will come up, and he will put the big boot into it. It is a high end over ender. Velasco goes back, drifts, and gets it at the 6. Brings it right up the middle to the 15, 20, 25. Cuts it back to the near side to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. One man to beat to the 30, 15, 10, 5. A block in the back. Throw the flag. Flat. That is a touchdown and a heck of a run by Velasco, but there was a huge block in the back that knocked down Caleb Aranda. That is no call. Block in the back, not called. It'll be a touchdown for Denver City. It'll make it 27-14. Denver City will go for 2, but this one should be back on the 40, 1st and 10. And Coach Fontenoy goes, you can see him going, whoo, boy, they missed that one, thank God. That was as obvious as the glasses on my head. The Denver City going to line up in the swinging gate. They are going to go for 2 and try and cut this down to an 11-point Lovington lead with 32 seconds to go in the first. As containment just broke down as they will roll to the right side, and the big hit put on that time that was Kamino Cho said, okay, we fell for it once. We're not falling for it this time. And so the point after is no good. 32 seconds remaining here in the first half. Lovington 27, Denver City 14. We'll just keep it right here. Say a big thanks to Eastern New Mexico University, CYA Trucking Insurance, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Stone Oilfield Services, Man Welding, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob's Thriftway, Lovington Schools, and Lovington Auto Supply. We couldn't do this without their help and support, making it possible for these games on Z94 KZOR and the Z94 app, and also the video component now on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel and the Lovington tab at HobbsAmerica.com. With Don Morgan, I'm TJ Miracle. Great to have you along. And Don, any word down there about that block in the back?
Nope, there's some grumbling going on, but sometimes you think, well, maybe football karma things out.
Well,
Lovington has caught a couple of breaks with penalties and different things that they've been capitalizing on. So I think they're not gonna complain. They're gonna think, you know what, our coverage maybe broke down a little bit too, and we'll just try for better containment now.
Shouldn't have ever been in that situation, kind of thing. All right, well, you're right. As the kickoff, and that one will be a squibber. It'll be fielded and just fallen on by Lovington back at the 29-yard line. And I think the smart play there for Kyler Reeves. Lovington with 30 seconds, still all 3 timeouts to work with.
Right.
And you know what? I think maybe you run that little button hook to DeMarcus on the near side again and just let him run.
And just see if
you can get lightning in a bottle twice.
Exactly. See if you can get it into his hands so fast that he beats the coverage and then just runs downfield and just try for a quick TD of their own. Just answer that one if they can.
After the 94-yard kickoff return for Denver City, So here we go, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. Twins left, one to the right. Looking back, plenty of time. Gomez across the middle to guess who? Thompson gets a block, comes around to the near side. He's to the 45, to the 50, to the sideline, 45, to the 40, and finally going to be taken out of bounds. And they're still hitting him out of bounds. Tack 15 onto that, somebody. Where in the heck is the flag?
Well,
even in Texas, it's illegal to hit them when they're on the track. I'm sorry.
They were all in a clump, and they after him at the same time. It happened right in front of me. So it wasn't like 2 or
38 yards.
They went after him at the same time.
38 yards to DeMarcus Thompson. First down for the Wildcats. 14 seconds to go from the Denver City 38-yard line. Trips to the left, 2 to the right. Good snap, Wyatt with it, has time, steps up in the pocket, slings it, wants it all down the left side, and being held up. Trying to get DeMarcus coming down the near side, but he couldn't get around Eleazar Sotelo, so it'll be incomplete. And it'll be 2nd down and 10, 6 seconds remaining here in the half. 2:02 through the air for Wyatt Gomez in the first half. 140 of that to DeMarcus Thompson.
One more play.
And I think we've got a flag on the play. Here comes the referee. He wants to talk to Coach Fontenoy. I don't see any laundry on the field, but Coach Fontenoy is still barking about something. Lovington, the 13-point lead here, 27-14, 6 seconds to go in the half. Lovington going to have to shoot for the end zone here. So he's asking what's going on. I don't know what's going on either. It's an incomplete pass.
We also have Jaden Gutierrez over here on the sideline on crutches right now, and they've taped up his right ankle. Or knee maybe, but I think it's the ankle. And I think he's
and they're telling the clock to reset to 10 seconds. Yeah, a little hometown timing going on here. So reset the game clock to 10 seconds. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Not that that really matters with 10 seconds. I think 9 seconds left on the clock. And timeout going to sound, and who takes it? And Lovington will take the timeout. We'll just keep it right here. So Lovington, I think, is going to have to, with 9 seconds, you've got time for 2 quick plays. Or if you can spring, somebody like Alec or Marcus or DeMarcus or Cesar, if you can get them wide open, and I think you'll see it quickly if they're going to be open, you go for the end zone. If not, you throw something underneath, take the timeout, and move forward as Coach G is out at the near hash mark.
He was actually taking them, the refs, some water.
Little hydration.
Yeah. He was just taking a bottle out to help them. He was letting his all of his assistants manage the huddles this time on that timeout.
All right, so it'll be 2nd down and 10 out of the Wildcat timeout. They make some quick scribbles here. Of course, we got your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show coming up. Also, your Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. The Big Blue Band here tonight. They will be performing. Be good to finally see them again. Of course, it will be a long halftime as it is homecoming here in Denver City. It would be kind of something if we could ruin 2 homecomings in a row. So Thompson going to line up. He will be the man wide to the left. Cesar Gonzalez left side in the slot. 2 receivers up wide to the right. Empty set in the backfield. Good snap. Wyatt with it. Back to pass. Clock ticks. Steps up. Wants it all. Goes down the seam and overthrows his intended target. 2 seconds left to go as he wanted to get Zadrick Betancourt down there, but overthrows him. Incomplete. And so it'll bring up a 3rd and 10, but really it is the last play of the half, so it is 3rd and 36, 37.
He kind of underthrew Zadrick, and behind him, he kind of threw it between DeMarcus and Zadrick there, kind of underthrew Zadrick by a couple of yards.
So Zadrick, the intended target, I think, and so now it'll be 3rd down. Play clock moves with 14 seconds. I have a feeling Lovington's going to take a timeout. You got 3 of them. You can't roll them over. So I think they will just take the timeout as the clock rolls down. And, yep, they will take the timeout. 2 seconds to go again. We will keep it right here. And remind you, the Bob Thriftway Coaches Conversation coming up. Also, your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Noel halftime show, Wildcat Football, is brought to you by our friends at Lovington Auto Supply and Bob Thriftway. So the Lovington Schools, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, CYA Trucking Insurance, and Eastern New Mexico University. Appreciate those good folks making it possible for Z94 to bring you these games. Doing it, I think this is our 10th year now doing the Wildcats exclusively here on KZOR. We have come a long way since those first ones. So out of the timeout, it will be Wildcat football, 3rd and 10 from the Denver City 37. Only 2 seconds left on the clock, so really it's 3rd and 37 because it is end zone or nothing on this play. You just want to be careful not to throw an INT here.
Right.
I will say that.
Yeah, you don't want to give them the opportunity to get the ball and have time to run it back in the end.
And Denver City will have the ball to start the third quarter, so Denver City will have the ball in about 25 minutes or so to start the third quarter. So it is end zone or bust for the Wildcats as they're going to stack trips to the left, single man to the right. Hard count, Denver City jump, should be a flag on the play, free play, as letting it fly as Cameron Ochoa goes up under it. If he just keeps running, he gets it, but Lovington should have the free play on the offsides as Denver City trying to get off the field, and the ref said, nope. Can't do that yet. So Lovington will have an untimed down after the 7th penalty on Denver City. So they'll get one more shot at it after the offsides. Denver City faithful barking a little bit about it. You break the plane, it's an offsides. I would say the same thing if it was our guys barking about it. Denver City is our guys. We love everybody. Seminole, Denver City, too. We are a little biased here for the Wildcats. So a 5-yard penalty. No, it's 3rd and 5, but that really doesn't matter. It is an untimed down for the Wildcats. Gets them a little bit closer. So from the 32-yard line, last play of the half, barring a defensive penalty. So the Wildcats going to go for the end zone here. Again, I think you just try and get something underneath to DeMarcus or Cesar and just let them run, or maybe Alec Olguin.
That first quarter flew by. It felt
now
like
Lovington, I think, is going to take their second time out as they're just letting this one run down. They're dragging this thing out. 3-2, yep, timeout Lovington. But we'll keep it right here again.
It has.
The last 2 minutes of this half
have really the whole second quarter to me it's gone it felt like 2 quarters of time. That first one flew by.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I think the last 2 minutes of this one is probably taking about as much time as the first quarter did.
Yeah, the whole thing.
And Denver City, I don't know why you take the time out here. You've got Denver City a little bit on their heels. You've got them a little bit dispirited after the offsides penalty. I think you continue to attack, but Lovington wants to make sure they've drawn up the exact right play. So again, good crowd on hand here tonight, making the trip up from Lee County. I can't see out under us, but I would be willing to bet the stands here on the home side are packed. Are they not, Dawn?
They are very full. Got some room down on the end where the band is, but yeah, it's a very, very healthy crowd, both sides.
As the Wildcat will come back out, final play of the half. From the Mustang 32-yard line. So the Wildcats trying to cash in once again. Empty set in the backfield. No, they're just going to come out in victory formation here, looks like. Bring everybody in tight.
Yeah, nope.
And a high snap. Nope, Wyatt's going to go for it. And he's going to sling it going for the end zone, and that one is going to be picked off in the end zone. And, yeah, they're going to try and take it back. What did I say they didn't need to do, and what do? They throw the INT, and a good block as coming up and through and still on his feet. And finally, Zadrick Betancourt will wrestle out Sammy Garcia. So the INT to end the half. So not what the Wildcats wanted right there, but No, we've got flags on the play. If it's a defensive flag, we'll have another play to go. If it's an offensive foul, yeah, I think that'll end the quarter. So they're asking, and they still haven't signaled what it is, as Lovington heads to the sideline. You could have a pass interference penalty. I wouldn't think so, but we're waiting. We are not seeing any indication here. Coach Fontenoy is still barking, and he's giving the side judge an earful, and now all 5 of the officials are huddled up out around the 25-yard line, talking about what this is and what it isn't. Coach G is out there looking on. Denver City is looking on from the near side. And it will be, they still haven't signaled what the penalty is. The penalty is,
Whatever it is, it's halftime.
yeah, whatever it is, that means it was post-interception. As Coach Fontenoy is still going to bark, and it will be personal foul on Denver City. Now the question is, will they enforce that on the kickoff of the half? So it was a personal foul on Denver City, and I think maybe somebody got tossed in there too, but we'll have to wait and see. All right, things are wild and crazy. Dawn, just take over whenever you've got the coach.
All right, he is. When he gets over here, I'm down near the end zone. So when he makes it back over, we'll get his ear.
All right, there he comes. Right. This is your Lovington Auto Supply and Apanow halftime show as the Big Blue Band will come out and perform. Looking forward to that. And Dawn Morgan with Coach G, Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation.
Hey, Coach. What was this all about at the right before the half?
They said they had an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Down, or if they get the penalty at the assessed. Fortunate, this is time down, and we're good.
Okay, all right, so we're all good. So nice to be going up to the half, a couple of touchdowns up. What do you think?
I'm just proud of the way we came out and played. I mean, I think we're playing unbelievably hard right now and doing a good job of making them earn everything that they get right now. So, you know, we've had a couple of opportunities. Ball's been on the ground. We've turned them into points. We got to get something figured out with our kickoff team right now. They're busting big, long returns. We can't have that. But proud of our kick return team because they don't want to kick it to us, so they're trying to squib it, and so we're fielding it, and we're getting great field position. So we just got to get our kickoff team cleaned up a little bit, and then the biggest thing we got to deal with is we're going to have a 28-minute halftime, and so that's a long half for us, and so we got to stay locked in, dialed in, and focused so we can come out here in the second half and finish.
All right, finish.
Finish, yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right, thank you very much, Dawn Morgan. Coach G, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. We'll be back for your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show right after this. Wildcat football continues in a moment on Z94 KZOR. And welcome to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. You know you're going to need the Napa Know-How at some point for your vehicle. We'll get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply and Napa, get up and go. And the get up and go here is the Wildcats leading 27-14 here at halftime. So a good first half for your Lovington Wildcats. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers in the first half of this one. We will start with the Denver City Mustangs, as right now, as apparently everything I've got decided just to blow off the counter, as Jason Yanez, their quarterback, didn't throw a lot, but he was very efficient. Goes 4 of 5 for 51 yards, including a touchdown, no interceptions. That touchdown was tossed to number 11, Daniel Sinaceros. So Sinaceros with the 9-yard touchdown. It was his second catch for 18 yards. The leading receiver is actually going to be McGuire. As I double-check my numbers here, Case McGuire. He has one catch, 26 yards. He has the most receiving yards for Denver City. Leading rusher right now, no big surprise, is Andrew Velasco. He's got 8 carries, but only 29 yards. Lovington has done a nice job shutting him down, but it was Velasco who busted a 94-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. So that's really the difference in this one. 51 through the air, 59 cumulatively on the ground for Denver City. Means 110 total yards. They have been flagged, though. That is 8 times for 60 yards in the first half, although that may wind up actually being more for the unsportsmanlike conduct penalty at the very end. They may assess that on the kickoff of the second half. We will have to see. So 8 for sure for 60 yards. They get no points in the first, but they score 14 in the second. 14 on the board, 4 first downs in the first half for Denver City, and they did turn the ball over twice to the Wildcats. Turning the page for your Lovington Wildcats, Wyatt Gomez in the first half goes 11 of 19 for 202 yards. He has 2 touchdowns and 1 interception. The touchdowns coming on a 4-yarder to Cesar Gonzalez. I said 2 touchdowns. I meant 3 touchdowns. So 3 touchdowns. He had a 4-yarder to Cesar Gonzalez, and he's got a 55-yarder and a 41-yarder to DeMarcus Thompson. Thompson wide open on that 55-yarder. They just completely lost him. And then the 41-yarder where he broke about 5 tackles to get to the end zone. Thompson leads the way. 4 catches, 140 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Leading rusher right now, Cameron Ochoa, 6 carries, 59 yards, and he had a 52-yard touchdown run in the first half. He is the only Lovington rusher in positive territory. 202 through the air, 51 on the ground, 253 total yards for the Wildcats. They were flagged 3 times for 20 yards, had 6 first downs in that first half, and 1 turnover, the interception on the last play of the half. So 14 in the first, 13 in the second. Again, that's how you get to the 27 on the board as the Big Blue Band out doing their halftime performance, and now it will be up to the Big Red Band from Denver City. They'll be out and do their halftime performance. Of course, it is halftime, but homecoming here in Denver City tonight. So there'll be all the pomp and circumstance and the festivities that go along with that as we bring Dawn Morgan back into the – actually, we'll bring Dawn back in here in just a few minutes. We still have a very long – we've still got a very long halftime to go. So let's go ahead and take another 3-minute timeout, and we'll come back with your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half. Lovington 27, Denver City 14. We'll be back in 3 minutes as your halftime show continues on Z94 KZOR. And welcome back to your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa Know-How for your vehicle, and you know you're going to, trust me on this one, get it, the know-how from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington Auto Supply and Napa. Let's go places. So, all right, Lovington in the lead here, 27-14, trying to ruin homecoming for the second week in a row. This time against the Denver City Mustangs. And Dawn, let's bring you back in and talk about our Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How keys to the second half.
One of the best things that happened in the first half is the coach's decision to go ahead and take the ball. And that was unusual for him because Lovington was able to get out and surprise Denver City with those two quick touchdowns. Taking the ball on offense, the decision to do that turned out to be, that's the difference in the game right now. If Lovington hadn't done that, instead of being up by 13, they'd be trailing by a point.
Well, it's possible, or maybe be up by just 7. So
maybe, but still, they got out and they got those two quick touchdowns, and just before Denver City knew what hit them, and then after that they certainly settled in, and there was some back and forth, some tug of war, and some good plays, some lucky plays, some stall outs, on both sides. But as Coach G said, he's not happy at all about this long halftime, because he feels like his team is going in with that advantage at half. Coming out, he's uneasy not having the ball to start the second half because he likes that, and they made that strategic decision. It turned out to be a good one, but I think he's a little uneasy about having this very long halftime, and then coming out and even though he's got the 2-touchdown lead, 13-point lead, having Denver City come out and maybe grabbing momentum right away and having the ball to start and set the tone for the third half.
Well,
or that third quarter, rather, second half. So, yeah, I can see the concern and hear the real concern, that just wanting to get in there and make sure that his team stays up, stays focused, stays tightly knit and motivated and ready to come out and get that defense going in that right away in that third quarter.
Well, it certainly is, and it is going to be about managing how you handle the halftime, because a very long one, and I don't remember, and believe me, I've called a lot of homecomings when I was the voice of the Big Spring Steers back a long time ago, 20 some odd years. Yeah, it's been 20 some odd years now. We had a bad season the year before, and we had 6 road games that year, kind of like Lovington this year, and all 6 road games were homecomings. And so, and I don't remember any of them going half an hour, and this was, they put 30 minutes up on the halftime clock.
Wow.
By the time you and Coach G got together, it was down to about 27, 28 minutes, but, used to, and I remember this from when I was in high school, and you may remember this from your in high school, they would, with consent of the other team, give you 5 extra minutes. And if the other team said, no, we're playing this one just like we normally do,
right?
You could have a 20-minute, but a lot of times teams said, 15-minute halftime. That's what we're doing. And you had a 15-minute halftime. Rare occasions you would get that extra 5 minutes, but nothing like an extra 15 minutes
right.
that they're doing here in Denver City tonight. And in a long time, calling high school football, I don't remember ever seeing a 30-minute halftime. But you're right. It's going to be how do you manage the team at halftime, because there's a couple things that are going on in that locker room right now. One, they're reviewing some things. And I know Coach G, and he talked about it with you in the Bob Thriftway coaches conversation, talked to his squad about, they're going to work on their kickoff defense, because, frankly, tonight it has been horrid. There's just no better way to put it. And that's really helped Denver City stay even closer in this ballgame. Don't get me wrong, the Ponies are a good team, and they're going to keep fighting all the way through this. So they're going to be working on fixing that. They're going to have to work on staying hydrated, and they're also going to have to work on staying loose and warm. Because you get down there, you sit down. I mean, you've been through a war in the first half. There has been some awful hard hitting out there on both sides of the football. so it's, staying hydrated, staying loose, staying warm, and that's going to be a bit of a struggle. Now then, if Lovington has that struggle, Denver City is going to have that struggle as well. So, both teams are going to be facing that just a little bit for the Wildcats. Offensively, I think they need to take a quick look at the video, and I know they can do that. I know they have their own video gear, and they can certainly go back and look at ours, probably minus the commentary. But, they can go and look and see they've had a lot of opportunities on underneath routes and on quick routes, wide receiver screens, or like the touchdown to DeMarcus Thompson. DeMarcus just went 5 yards up the sideline, button hooked it in, caught the pass, and then broke 3 tackles and took it to the house. So get the hands and the ball, your playmakers. Denver City has only gotten only one sack, but they have basically rushed Gomez on every single play. And, Dawn, you have a better take on it than I do, because a lot of times I'm looking where the ball is flying. They've probably hit wide. Even though they've only sacked him once, they've probably hit him 10 times.
He has gone down, and, yeah, he's definitely.
All right, I think somebody somewhere is using a wireless mic that is interfering with Dawn's
Something.
down on
Yep.
the sideline. So we will.
In and
Yeah, it is in and out and intermittent. Something tells me as soon as the game's over that all of the interference will definitely go away on that. But we will just continue our coverage of the Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show. Lovington in the lead of this one, 27-14 over Denver City. We'll take another 3-minute timeout. Come back with more from Lovington Auto Supply. Lovington 27, Denver City 14 as Wildcat football continues in a moment here on Z94 KZOR. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat Football here on Z94 KZOR and your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show, an extended Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How Halftime Show as it is homecoming here in Denver City tonight. But Lovington looking to play spoiler for the second week in a row at a homecoming. They lead going into the third quarter, 27-14. Don Morgan fieldside. Brad Henderson alongside running the camera. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing and running the rest of the three-ring circus, as hopefully with the halftime festivities being over, we're not going to, be getting as much interference on Don's field mic as we get out for the start of the second half coming up. So if you're Lovington, just do what you have been doing and you'll be fine. You've got to fix the problem on the kickoff return because, well, that's where one of the points, one of the touchdowns that Denver City got came from. Keep doing what you're going to do offensively. Look to get the ball out of Wyatt Gomez's hand quickly. You've got to continue to work on establishing the run because right now you've got 19 pass attempts as opposed to just 6, 8, 9 rushes. And really, it's 2-1. You probably want that a little bit more. So maybe work on keeping the ball on the ground a little bit, control the clock a little bit, and see if you can keep Denver City's offense off the field. They are a methodical offense for the most part, so if you can burn more time, the clock up by 2 scores is definitely your friend and not theirs, as Denver City is back out in the end zone warming up after they have announced the homecoming court, so they're getting ready to come back through the big Mustang in the north end zone, the northwest end zone. Lovington's big blue cat in the northeast end zone. Lovington is not back out yet, but good to see the big blue band making the trip over tonight and did a fantastic job at halftime as always. Of course, they're preparing for their competitions, which will be coming up. I know Denver City's will be as well. So best of luck to both of those bands as they continue to move through and get ready for their competition season as well. So 27-14. Again, Wyatt Gomez goes 11 of 19 for 202 yards, 3 touchdowns in that first half. 2 of those 3 coming to DeMarcus Thompson. One of them 55 yards. DeMarcus was wide open on the third play of the ball game. Then a 41-yarder to him later, and he had to break 3-4 tackles to get to that. Both of those going to be on the highlight reel for sure. The defense has done a pretty good job tonight, too. They've just got to stay together and stay as tight as they can, stay on assignment, and they will be just fine as we continue on through this second half. So both teams going to have to fight the long halftime due to both bands performing and all the homecoming festivities here tonight. But that's just the way it works in high school sports. It is all part of it. So with that, we will wrap up your Lovington Auto Supply Napa Know-How halftime show from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply, 217 West Avenue D in Lovington. When you need the Napa know-how for your vehicle, and trust me, you know you're going to. Get it from the good folks at Lovington Auto Supply, proud supporters of Wildcat football. And remember, Napa, get up and go. When we come back, we'll kick off the second half as Wildcat football will continue here on Z94 KZOR, Hobbs, Lovington. And welcome back to Wildcat football from here in Denver City on Z94 KZOR. I'm TJ Miracle. Dawn Morgan patrolling field side. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight on YouTube and Hobbs America. And Evie Stuber running the three-ring circus that is back at One Radio Square. So great to have you along. And Dawn, I missed one statistic in the halftime. You are the third leading tackler for Denver City tonight.
Well, tell you what. Alec Olguin's parents near where I was here at halftime, and they came up and said, "Hey, are you okay? Because I think you got hit as hard as Alec did."
So it'll be Aranda to tee it up, and actually they called the unsportsmanlike penalty on Lovington, so that'll tee Lovington up all the way back at the 25-yard line. So Lovington will boot it away as Aranda will come up, and the penalty-aided line drive. It'll bounce at the 30 and be fielded right there as McGuire bring it across the 40, 45 to the 50, and finally brought down at the 45-yard line. But again, Lovington special teams having a little bit of trouble, Dawn, containing and sealing those lanes. So it'll be Denver City football, 1st and 10 from the Lovington 45-yard line, pardon me. So just underway in the third quarter. Lovington leads this one by 13, 27-14 is the score. So it'll be Velasco is on his left shoulder. High snap, hand it to Velasco, sweeping to the right side, and a huge stiff arm put on as Cameron Ochoa finally just going to push Velasco out after a pickup about the 40. Yeah, they're going to give him 5 yards on the sweep, so 9 carries, 34 yards now for Andrew Velasco, but good pursuit on this near side being made by Cameron Ochoa to hold him to just 5 yards. Knocks him out, so that'll stop the clock. 11:43 remaining here in the third, a 13-point lead for Lovington. But Denver City on the march, their opening drive of the second half. Twins to the left, single receiver to the right, and a late man checking in. That is number 88, Colby Davenport, who goes into the slot on the left side. High snap and keeping it himself. New quarterback in the game, and the quarterback keeper this time as being brought down is number 8, as that is Jonah Escalante. So Escalante will get the first down. He'll pick up 6, and it'll bring up a first down and 10 inside the 35 at the 34-yard line. Make it the 33 of Wildcat country. New quarterback in the game is Escalante. So Escalante will have it first down and 10. Diamond up. Trips on the right side. Low snap. Escalante has to pick it off the turf. Throws it, and that one is going to be picked off. And here we go. 50
Olguin
to the 40. Olguin 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. Put it in the end zone. 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats. Escalante's first pass is an INT. Pick 6. And Alec Olguin has taken it to the house and taken Lovington up now by 19 points.
That was really messed up from the very snap, but it was such a low snap. It actually, he had to pick it up off the ground. It kind of was an ill-advised throw because by that time, he was having to.
Everything had broken down.
Everything had broken down, and his timing was off. He just had to put up a wall.
So Escalante throws the INT, and Alec Olguin will take it back 62 yards to the house for the Wildcat touchdown. The defense comes up and does the offense's job, and that one is going to be blocked as Aranda gets it off the side of his foot and kind of squibbed. No good, but with 10:48 to go here in the third quarter, Lovington 33, Denver City 14. Back in a minute on Z94 KZOR Hobbs Lovington. Alec Olguin on a 60-plus yard pick six takes it to the house. The point after is no good, but the Wildcat defense forces the third turnover of the ball game on Denver City, and they cash in once again. They've cashed in all three of them as Aranda will kick it away. And this one's going to be a little bit shorter. It'll be fielded at the 20, 25 to the 30, and a seam up the middle and out to the 40-yard line before the ball carrier is brought down. That was Daniel Gomez, but he still gives them pretty good field position, but a flag on the play on the near side. So 33-14, a 19-point lead, but that's not real comfortable with a couple of missed extra points. That's in the neighborhood of a hold or a block in the back, but it could be a clip. We'll see, and we'll have holding on so it'll be defensive holding on Lovington. Not one you see very often. So now that is the fifth penalty, 45 yards on the Wildcats, but Denver City is going to get 10 yards from the end of the play, and that will take it well into Wildcat territory at the 44, make it the 43-yard line. What was that, Dawn?
If there was one thing that the long halftime done, and that is cooled the tempers down on both teams. We're getting so chippy, few minutes before the half that hopefully maybe it could everybody down just a little.
Maybe. So Escalante going to hand it off. Velasco starts it left, cuts back right, has a big seam up the middle. He's across the 35 and going to be down near the 30-yard line. He's going to pick up 14, and it is a quick first down for Denver City, as Denver City is going to have to start thinking about picking up the pace just a little bit here, now trailing by 3 scores.
Zadrick Betancourt is the guy who brought him down.
And they are getting to the line just a little bit faster as Escalante is the quarterback. He's got split backs in the backfield. Velasco and Velasco with him. High snap, hand it to Jose Velasco. He goes left side. He's got some room, still on his feet. Hurdles a man and he'll get down to the 20-yard line. He's going to pick up 12 yards. And that's just his second carry of the ball game, but it'll be another Denver City first down. They are in the Lovington red zone now at the 20, not quite, they're at the 21. So 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 21. Denver City trying to get the touchdown that they just gave up back and get it back quickly. As Escalante is the quarterback, and he's taking his time. Nope, actually they have put Yanez back in. So Yanez is back in at quarterback. High snap, he'll hand it to Velasco. Gets a huge seam, a big block up front.
Somebody's
somebody's hat did come off inside the 15 to the 14-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7.
It's Thompson.
Yeah, so DeMarcus will have to come out for one play. That is the rule. So it'll be 2nd down and 3. Clock moves to about 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter. 33-14, Lovington in the lead. Velasco and Velasco behind Yanez. Lovington shows blitz, hand it off to Velasco as he will go inside and bounce off a man and into the end zone. He will take it 14 yards in for the Denver City touchdown as Lovington over-pursued on the initial handoff, and that let Velasco have nothing but space on the left side, and he takes it to the house for the Denver City touchdown. So now look for him to go for 2. Right now it's a 33-20 ball game. So we back to a 13-point Lovington lead. They would like to cut this down to just an 11-point lead as Yanez rolls right, pursued. Stiff arms it, throws it in the middle, and it was tipped and out of the hands of Davenport. And then also back in the neighborhood looking at it was McGuire, but it is incomplete. So with exactly 9 minutes to go in the third quarter, it is Lovington 33, Denver City 20. Back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR, Hobbs Lovington. So Denver City will take out some frustrations as they take advantage of a Wildcat holding penalty on the kickoff. and they will take it 44 yards to the end zone, capped off by a 14-yard touchdown run by Jose Velasco. Then the point after is no good. 9 minutes exactly left here in the third quarter, and the kickoff away, and it is another squib, and that one is going to go into no man's land. You got to get it and then just go and drop on it, and that is exactly what the Wildcats do. And we got some more fighting on the other side, but a nice job and the smart play there by Matthew Prudencio to just fall on that one and give it to Lovington. 1st and 10 at the 20. Okay, Don, I think we have now seen Coach Fontenoy's plan, and he's going to move as fast as he can and just run. So now
trying
it's
to catch up.
Yep, now it's going to be up to Lovington to try and find a little ball control unless they can score quickly.
They're going to have to be deliberate and hang on to the football, eat some clock, and, just stay up.
Yep, you're still up by 2 scores, so the clock is still your friend. As coming back out will be Wyatt Gomez and the Wildcat offense. Twins to the left, twins to the right. Single back in the backfield is Ochoa. Wyatt with it, throws the wide receiver screen. Complete on the far side. And bouncing off and spinning around, Zadrick Betancourt is going to get 8. Good catch for Zadrick, his first of the night. It'll be 2nd down and 2, and he stays in bounds 2, which will keep the clock moving.
Yeah.
And that's going to be important for Lovington. Keep everything you can inbound so it keeps the clock rolling.
Clock management.
Yep, and with 40-second play clocks over here in Texas, that gives you the opportunity. We got them in New Mexico now, too.
Don't give up your points advantage. Hang on to the ball.
And they're going to send trips left and one to the right this time. Hand it off. Cameron Ochoa just going to rug over the right side, get it out to the 30-yard line. I think that is the right call. He's going to be very close to the first down.
I think he's half a yard short, I think. I don't know.
Yep, they're going to give him forward progress, put the nose of the football right at the 30 and move the chains. First down Wildcats, their 7th of the ball game.
Got it, just barely got everything he needed.
Now, again, the Cats can continue to just burn this one down. They can wait, and they should wait, I think, until there's about 7:35 on the clock before they snap the ball. But then again, sometimes if you're not used to doing that, it's not such a good thing. Twins left, one to the right. Gomez back to pass. Wyatt throws it underneath. It'll be complete to Gomez, and he will be out of bounds. And he'll have 10 yards and move the chains. First down for the Cats.
To Cesar Gonzalez.
Thank you. Now, let me write that down. Yep, there we go. Cesar, his 3rd catch, just 17 yards. Goes out of bounds, though, so it'll stop the clock with 7:45. But Lovington's moving the ball efficiently, and they're getting the ball out of the hands of Gomez quickly. I like that.
We talked that was going to be one of the keys for the offense in the second half. They're executing well so far.
Yes, they are. Trips to the left, one to the right. Denver City shows blitz, though the wide receiver screen to Gonzalez. Gets some room, gets a block. He's across the 40 and then is going to step out across the 45 at the 46-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7. So a good little throw there. 7 more yards. 227 through the air for Wyatt. And it'll be 2nd down and 3. As Coach Fontenot, again, is just barking at these officials near side. Yeah, well, they may have missed a hold, Coach, but they also have missed a couple of late hits and hits out of bounds and some other things, too. So it's going both ways. Twins left and twins right. Send a man in motion from the right to the left. That is Anson Marquez. High snap, Wyatt with it. They don't pick up the blitz, but he gets rid of it quickly and having to run backwards with Cesar Gonzalez. Good coverage down there for Martin Torres, and it'll be incomplete. And so now it'll be 3rd down and about 2.5 or 3.
Yep.
So Lovington going to be important to convert this. Still 7.5 minutes to go in the third. You've only got a 2-score lead, and we've already seen Denver City is going to go to the hurry-up offense and just cram it right down your throat. That has been like kind of Lovington's kryptonite is the run game. On defense, trips to the right, twins to the left. Good snap, Wyatt with it. Throws the underneath route to DeMarcus, and he is hit immediately, but he's in Denver City territory. It'll be a first down. As he needed 3, he gets 5. Move the chains. First down, Wildcats. 232 passing yards for Gomez. And that'll be the 9th first down for the Cats. So now again, Lovington can afford just to take as much time as they want, although the clock, since it wasn't out of bounds. And Denver City, I think, is going to, and that's something you might adjust on to get yardage. Denver City knows what the situation is, especially with the clock. So they might let you have the sidelines, and maybe you take that if you can get the yardage out of it. Send Rivero in motion from left to right. Good snap. Wyatt with it. Looks to the right, comes back left, throws it to Ochoa out of the backfield. And is it complete?
Got it. Complete, but he didn't get much out of it.
Yeah,
No, did
he? Yeah, I think he caught it, but I think it was no gain.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was complete, but he didn't get much out of it.
So not much doing there, but it'll stay in bounds, and so it'll be second down. And no, they say incomplete, or the clock, because the clock would have continued to run.
Wow, okay.
So it will be incomplete.
I thought he caught it and held on to it.
I thought he did too. So it'll be incomplete, second down and 10. 33-20, Lovington in the lead. Trips to the right, single receiver to the left. That's Thompson by himself. Good snap, Wyatt with it. Pressure comes, throws it underneath to DeMarcus, and he is wrapped up and slung down. He should have it up about the 39-yard line.
Yeah, I think that.
Wow, are they going to mark him? They're going to mark him at the 40, so they're going to give him 8 yards. I think he should have another yard or two out of that, but okay. 153 receiving yards for DeMarcus Thompson, and now it'll be third down and 2 for the Wildcats. And, yeah, okay, that's yeah, with the forward progress and where he caught the ball and he was where his progress was stopped. And now
back.
Can we decide what this is supposed to be? Because you got one side judge saying now they're going to move it back to the 40. They've already moved the chains. What in the heck is going on?
He got and started to get slung.
Yeah, and it should be where he caught the ball, because he got hit immediately where he caught the ball, and that was at the 39-yard line, and then was driven back to about the 42. So it looks like they're going to split the difference, and okay, so an 8-yard completion. It'll be second.
It'll be
and now Coach G wants to talk about it, and I don't blame him. The offensive staff, I think, is going to argue, and they're pulling the teams off the field. No timeout has been signaled. So this officiating crew, I think, has kind of lost control of things here tonight, as the official going to go over, the head official going to go over and talk to the Lovington. Now he's going to talk to the chain gang. So we've got an official timeout while they try and figure out where to put the chains. And while we've got a moment, say a big thank you to our friends at Eastern New Mexico University, CYA Trucking Insurance, Devon Energy, Eunice Pump and Supply, Stone Woolfield Services, Man Welding, the Lee County Electric Cooperative, Bob Thriftway Lovington Schools, and Lovington Auto Supply. And so now they will wind the clock. They tell them wind the clock. They have not started the play clock or the game clock yet. This clock, both clocks should be running here, folks. Again, I've seen it over the years, a little hometown timing going on. Normally don't see that in our part of the world, but the ref is telling him start the clock, being very emphatic about it. And they have not started the game clock or the play clock. Now they do, as Lovington will come to the line. So going to put 3 guys in tight on the right side. DeMarcus by himself to the left. High snap, Wyatt with it. Blitz comes. Throw it to Marquez, and in and out of his hands as he bobbles it and drops it. It'll be incomplete, and it'll be third down and about 2 to go for the Wildcats after the chain gang confusion. So 3rd and 2.
And you just got to convert. I mean, it's a couple of yards.
Yeah, this is 2-down territory, and you've only given the ball to Cameron Ochoa one time in this quarter on a handoff. So let him do it.
Yeah, well, he's managed to make it but he's gotten stopped a couple of times as well.
So it'll be an empty set in the backfield. Trips left and one to the right. Blitz comes, and yep, Denver City jumps. There's the flag and free play and throwing it, and Marquez will drop it again. So Marquez has got the dropsies, but it's not going to cost him that time. It was a free play. It'll be offsides on Denver City, I think. It might be a false start on Lovington, but I'm betting it is offsides DC, and yep, it'll be offsides on the Mustangs. So that'll give them 5 yards and move the chains. First down, Wildcats, their 10th first down of the ball game and their 3rd via the penalty. The Denver City faithful is not happy with this officiating crew. Words that would actually now get you what they call a strike in New Mexico are being said right underneath us. I hope they're not coming through. So to the Denver City 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Wildcats, 6:49 to go. Twins left, Twins right. From the Wildcat as Cameron with it, sweeps it out to the left side. He's to the 30, to the 25, and is going to be pushed out at about the 15-yard line. So let's see where they put him officially. So let's see, that'll be 23 yards. It looks like they're going to mark him about the 12. Yep, call it the 12-yard line. Yep, so that'll be 23 yards on the Wildcat for Cameron Ochoa and move the chains. First down, Wildcats.
Yeah, nice run. I think that was a good call, a good time to run that. That was excellent timing to bring that in.
Yes, it was. Something that they have incorporated more and more as this season has gone along. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line. Wildcat football. They're going to run the Wildcat again. Ochoa sweeps it out to the right side this time. Gets away from 1, gets away from 2, is inside the 10, down to about the 9, make it the 8-yard line. So it'll be a 4-yard pickup for Cameron. So 2nd and 10, or rather 2nd and 6 from the 8. Wildcats have the football as DeMarcus Thompson will come into the ball game. As Cameron Ochoa will check out after running the offense a couple of times. Wyatt Gomez will come in. Clock continues to move right at the halfway mark of this 3rd quarter. The Wildcats going to take as much time as they can, although they better get up to the line and get going pretty quick. They're down to 10 seconds on the play clock. You don't want to burn a timeout if you do not have to. With 4, with 3, with 2, there we go at the 1 second. Throw it to the corner of the end zone to Thompson. He gets it over his defender, and 6 on the board. Touchdown, Wildcats. DeMarcus Thompson, his 3rd touchdown of the night from 8 yards out, and the Wildcats stretch it back to a 19-point lead.
You know, that was really beautiful. Great timing on that throw. Wyatt was able to get that in his hands and out of his hands immediately, and DeMarcus was about half a beat and pick that up, swing it around, and get in the end zone. Beautifully done.
Came over the arms of Isaiah Sotelo, and DeMarcus Thompson is having a whale of a night. I said he had a career week last week. Forget what I said. He's having that career week again tonight. That is his 7th catch for 161 yards and his 3rd touchdown. So Lovington will go for 2 to try and get this to a 21-point lead. Rivero in motion. Gun it underneath, and that one is good, and put the 2 on the board. The 2-point conversion is good as it is complete to guess who? DeMarcus Thompson. And with 5:45 to go in the 3rd quarter, Lovington 41, Denver City 20. We are back in 30 seconds. Wildcat football continues on Z94 KZOR. And welcome back to Lovington Wildcat football from here in Denver City tonight. The New Mexico-Texas Lee County-Yoakum County battle as the Wildcats will take it in and punch it home on an 8-yard touchdown pass from Wyatt Gomez to DeMarcus Thompson. Then the gun into Thompson for the 2-point conversion makes it a 21-point Lovington lead. They're up now 41-20 over the Denver City Mustangs. Dawn Morgan Field side. I'm TJ Miracle high above Mustang Stadium. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. Thanks so much for being with us tonight as Aranda will tee it up. That's Caleb Aranda at the 40-yard line. So we already know Denver City is probably going to try and get it in the hyperactive run mode offense again. Just like we saw earlier, try and get that touchdown back. Lovington back up by 3 scores. As Caleb will go up and he will kick this one short. It's going to be fielded on the run, coming near side 30 to the 35 to the 40, gets away and out of the tackle of 1, 2, 3 guys were finally brought down. That is Abraham Velasco, the third of the Velascos that we've called tonight. Gives Denver City good field position at the Lovington 48-yard line, Dawn. They're still having kickoff problems.
They are. Some of this is just containing a very talented, Denver City team. These guys are able to get that ball and just really to turn on the afterburners. They're quick and
so from the Lovington, where are they going to put this thing? They decide after 4 of them talk about it that they're going to put it at the 47-yard line. So 1st and 10 from the Lovington 47. So Denver City will take over with 5:38 remaining here in the third quarter. Lovington up by 3 scores. So Velasco and Velasco between Yanez in the backfield. Hand it to Velasco, and he's going to be tripped up. As a nice job done there for Lovington and Elon Clayton to trip Velasco up. That is Andrew Velasco before he can get more than the 5 yards that he does. And so it'll be 2nd down and 5. But again, the hole opened up and they took it. Lovington's line definitely missing one Marcus Henderson tonight up on that line. And Lovington has done, for the most part, a pretty good job. Head it to Velasco again. Huge hole on the right side. He'll take it across the 30. Still on his feet across the 20, and finally going to be bumped out of bounds by Zadrick Betancourt. But that is a huge gain, as he is going to wind up with 26 yards, and that'll be another 1st down for Denver City. 86 yards on 13 carries for Velasco.
They're eating up yardage in a hurry here.
Yes, they are, and they got out of bounds then too, so it stops the clock with exactly 5 minutes. From the 14-yard line, 1st down and 10 inside the Wildcat red zone. Mustang football, split backs in the backfield as keeping it himself and heading towards the right side and going for the house is Yanez, and he will take it in 14 yards for the rushing touchdown. And just like that, Lovington loses contain on a run again, and Denver City will make them pay with Yanez, the 14-yard quarterback keeper, for the touchdown. He's got now 3 carries for 39 yards. They actually changed it and say his knee went down on the 1, so it is not a touchdown. So it'll be 1st and goal. So 1st and goal. Got to think Yanez is going to finish this one off. Nope, he'll give it to Velasco, and he will finish it off. So the 1-yard touchdown for Velasco. And now it is 26-41 with the point after to come. Sorry, I called the touchdown a little bit early there. Thanks, Brad, for catching that. Although I'm sure Don caught it. We're going to blame it on the interference we're getting on the wireless mic. So Denver City will go for 2. 41-26, going to try and chop this lead down to 13 again. Well, they got the kicking team out there, and the kick is up. Left-footed kicker and boots it through, as that was not sure who. I don't have a 65 on the roster, but it is good. And so with 4:24 to go here in the third quarter, the track meets on. It's Lovington 41, Denver City 27. Back in 30 seconds here on KZOR. As Denver City responds almost immediately, it's a 1-yard dive by Andrew Velasco, set up by a 13-yard gain by Jason Yanez. The point after is good, and with 4:24 to go, Denver City keeps this a 2-score ball game. And on the kickoff, this one will come a little bit further back, and Lovington will field it on the hop. Bringing it back, that is Ochoa. He's got it on the 20, 25, comes out to the 30, and still on his feet, and out to the 35-yard line. Before the pylon starts over there is Dawn. Are the feelings and the temperature starting to rise a little bit again?
I'm not noticing a lot of chippiness. I'm just noticing, just trying to get themselves pumped up, and stay. So I think they're trying to stay out of the fray, actually, and not get drawn in. I mean, they're ahead on the scoreboard. It's not they're getting picked at, and they're just trying not, I think, to react too much into it. Yeah.
Absolutely. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from the 35-yard line inside Denver City territory. Time to see if they can burn some clock, and a whistle sounds, and it will be timeout taken by the Wildcats. So with the Wildcat timeout, we'll go ahead and take it too. Back in a minute. Lovington 41, Denver City 27. Wildcat football continues in a moment. Out of the Wildcat timeout, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Lovington leads this one by 14. Hand it off, and Alec Olguin with his first carry of the ball game, and Alec will take it over the right guard and wind up with a 2-yard gain. So his first carry of the season, if I am not mistaken, is good for 2, and it'll be 2nd down and 8. Don Morgan field side, I'm TJ Miracle, and it looks like it may be a case of Lovington going to start eating as much clock as they can and trying to get 3, 4, 5, 6 yards at a time. So it'll be 2nd down and 8 after the handoff to Olguin. From the shotgun is Wyatt Gomez. High snap, Wyatt with it, fakes the handoff, rolls right, throws it to Marquez, who corrals that one. He's across the 40, across the 45, and he's finally going to be taken out of bounds. It'll be good for 9 yards and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats for Anson, his 2nd catch of the night.
He had to one-hand that. He actually, the ball was slightly either it was underthrown or he ran a little on the route just a little too far. He had to reach back with one hand, and I thought he was again, but he managed to tip it up and then corral.
Yeah, he'd had a couple of drops tonight, so I'm trying to make up for that. And he stayed in bounds. Clock continues to move.
Nice catch, nice run.
Under 3 minutes remaining in the third. 41-27, Lovington in the lead. Have it 1st and 10 on their own 45-yard line. Split out twins right, one left. Now they're going to shift over a wide receiver, and they will run that way, and nowhere for Ochoa to go, and he's going to be knifed down behind the line, and the stop, Daniel Sinacetos, that kid has had a heck of a night. No gain for Cameron, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So Sinacetos is 6'4", 205-pound senior. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 after no gain. Clock continues to move. Going to bunch everybody in pretty much a lot tighter this time. Everybody on the right side. And whistles flying. They're going to call false start. Yep, as they had the guys moving after they called the set. Yep. That'll be the 6 penalty for 50 yards on the Wildcats, and it'll be 2nd down and 15. You cannot shoot yourself in the foot on a tight game like this. Both Lovington and Denver City have had some problems with that. Some bad penalties at some bad times. Some of the penalties on Denver City have kept Lovington drives alive. Matter of fact, 3 of them have resulted in Wildcat 1st downs. So that'll be 2nd down and 15. Denver City showing tight man coverage. Wyatt dumps it across the middle to Rivero. He's got it, a little room to run. Comes across the middle, he's to the 50, 45, to the 40 in Denver City territory, to the 30, 20, to the 18-yard line before he has moved out. There is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 39 yards to Rivero and move the chains. 1st down Wildcats. Elijah Rivero, his second catch of the night. And it'll be 1st and 10 from inside the Lovington red zone. Big gain. That was a biggie right there. So while I do quick math.
Great to see the big play when needed, when they came through and they needed it. It's good to see that a few times tonight when they've
288 passing yards as of right now for Wyatt Gomez. 1st and 10 inside the red zone from the 18-yard line. Gomez with it, throws right side, has Gonzalez at the 10 and tippy-toes into the pylon. And yes, sir, put 6 on the board. Touchdown Wildcats, Cesar Gonzalez. His second TD of the night, this one from 18 yards out. And Lovington goes back up by 3 touchdowns. And so that will be over 300 yards for Wyatt. Let's see, that will be 306 for Wyatt Gomez. Cesar Gonzalez, his second touchdown catch of the night. He's got 42 receiving yards on 5 catches and 2 touchdowns. So the point after to come, 47-27, back to a 20-point lead and trying to make it 21, and the kick is up, and Aranda knocks it home. And with 98 seconds to go in the third, this one has turned into a track meet. It's Lovington 48, Denver City 27. Back in 30 seconds on KZOR. It's a 65-yard drive for the Lovington Wildcats that takes approximately 3.5 minutes off of the clock. It culminates with an 18-yard touchdown pass to Cesar Gonzalez on a slant route to the sideline. The point after is good, and with 98 seconds to go in the third quarter, Lovington 48, Denver City 21. Don Morgan field side. On TJ Miracle, Brad Anderson running the camera, helping with the tech and spotting. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing. So if you're the Wildcats, time to see if you can fix the return problems. Of course, point of that is just really good returns for Velasco for Denver City. And they will squib it this time. And that one is going to take a funny hop, and hopping up and getting it will be number 10, Case McGuire. And he's just going to have to fall on it. So this is going to be Denver City's worst starting field position in probably about a half of football. They'll have it at their own 20. Why are they marking this at the 31-yard line? Is there a flag on the play?
I did not see a flag this side.
Why are they marking that at the 29? McGuire fell on it back at the 21 or 22. Okay, so, all right, a little bit of question mark on the spot, but all right, 1st and 10 from their own 29-yard line. Still their worst field position. Well, I'll give it to Velasco, comes near side, and just bowls forward out to the 35-yard line. It'll be a 6-yard gain. Which Velasco was it? Is that 22 or 17? That's 22. So 6 more yards for Andrew Velasco. He's got 93 now on the ground. So 2nd down and 4. Still 90 seconds to go in the third quarter. Denver City running the hurry-up offense. They'll give it to Velasco again and just goes right into the teeth of the Wildcat defense. Gets away from 1, gets away from 2, and he'll have another 14 yards, and it'll be a 1st down for Denver City. I thought for sure that he was dead to rights by Valentin Herrera, but somehow he squeaked through, Don.
Yeah, and you know what? I could swear sometimes that he goes down. It looks, maybe it's just optics, but he's close to the ground anyway, and he's able just to duck under and just squish away from the tackles.
As Abraham Velasco will check in, they will hand it off, and that will be Velasco again. He gets through the first level, gets through the second, he's to the 40, he's to the 30, he's to the 20, 15, and holding him and running down. Grabbing on with Zadrick Betancourt, but that is a huge gain, as that's going to take him 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 61 yards for the Denver City 1st down. 1st and goal from the 9.
He has amazing speed, and when he gets loose, he's very hard to tackle. He's hard to really do a complete tackle, get him really down. And he gets loose, watch out.
First and goal from the 9 for Denver City. They're going to go with split backs in the backfield. Hand it to Velasco. Goes left side, and flags fly. He's going to be down about the 2-yard line, but that is going to be in the neighborhood of holding, I've got to think. Came in from the side, Judge. He's signaling it will be holding on Denver City. So wipe out the gain and move them back 10 yards. That is the 9th penalty of the ball game for 75 yards on Denver City. And that will move them backwards 10 yards from the spot of the foul, so should take them back to around the 13-yard line or 14-yard line, something like that.
And only 45 seconds left to play in this third quarter.
They're taking it. Where are they marking it? That one happened at the line of scrimmage, then it must have, even though the flag came in late. So they move them all the way back to the 20-yard line, looks like. Yep, first and goal from the 20 after the hold. So it happened just behind the line. Yanez will hand it off. Guess who it's going to as it goes to Velasco, brings it left. Bounces off 1, bounces off 2, takes it inside the 10, still on his feet, down to the 5, and a flag comes in. So 15 yards for Andrew Velasco if it stands. And, we've got an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty there, and I have a feeling somebody's getting ready to get tossed because somebody is arguing and calling names of an official. They don't like it when that happens. I won't call out that young man's name. So the official's talking about it, so we'll see what the penalties are going to be. I would bet we've got a hold on Denver City, and then we've got an unsportsmanlike conduct. But let's see. Denver City moving backwards. 32 seconds still in the third quarter. This third quarter has taken almost an hour to play. And it will be unsportsmanlike conduct on Denver City. And they didn't call another penalty, so it's just unsportsmanlike conduct. And, we've got a face mask on Lovington, but the unsportsmanlike conduct on Denver City. So that ought to be offsetting penalties and just replay first down from the 20. So that should be offsetting penalties, and you just play it from the 20 like it's just like it never even happened.
And they're going to mark off, looks like 10. Are they going to mark off?
Nope, they're going to be offsetting penalties, so you'll just replay the down.
Okay.
So it'll be
they've taken it back to the 20.
Yep, it'll be first and goal from the 20 again. It's like it never even happened. So first and goal from the 20 like it never even happened. 30 seconds to go here in the quarter as Coach Fontenoy is out, and he's arguing, sorry, Coach, it was a personal foul face mask on Lovington and then unsportsmanlike conduct on your boys. That means it is and they've stopped the clock. They did not signal stopping the clock. Now they've restarted it. Handed off to Velasco, and he is hit in the backfield, and he is going to be dropped at the line as the Wildcat D comes through. That was Francisco Ariola in on the stop, as was Elon Clayton and Valentin Herrera. So no gain. Velasco, that was actually one of the other Velascos, number 23, Abraham.
I think Lovington's calling a timeout.
Nope, it's the end of the third quarter finally. Okay. As that quarter took over an hour to play. Yeah. We got a track meet going. Lovington 48, Denver City 27. Back in a minute here on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Wildcat football. Start of the fourth quarter here in Denver City. Lovington leading the Mustangs 48-27. Don Morgan Field side. I'm TJ Miracle, high above Mustang Stadium. Brad Henderson running the camera tonight. And Evie Stuber running the three-ring circus that is One Radio Square. Denver City will come out, second and goal from the 21. Yanez rolls left, fires underneath, has a man. That is McGuire. Hurdles a man at the 10, and he is going to be down at about the 5-yard line. Pardon me, that was Sinacetos. So he's going to have it 15 yards, and it'll be second and goal from the 5. If you do that in New Mexico now, if you do the hurdle thing, that is actually a penalty now in New Mexico. It is not in Texas. So it'll be third and goal from the 6 officially. Go split backs in the backfield with Yanez once again. Lovington bringing the house and keeping it himself. Yanez, he's going to sneak it out to the left side, and he is going to be knocked out by Zadrick Betancourt at the 1-yard line. So Betancourt saves the touchdown on the quarterback keeper. They've run that 3 or 4 times. You think you might ought to keep a spy on Yanez? Just saying. Just a thought. Just a thought. So that is 44 yards for Yanez. And it'll be fourth and goal from the 1. Are you going to go for it? Yeah, duh. And I think you're going to hand it off to Velasco, and you're going to the right side. I am betting on a little cross. They'll take him over the right side, or they might just, it'll be direct snap to the other Velasco, and he will dive in on the right side. As into the end zone, that's Jose Velasco from 1 yard out for the Denver City touchdown. They take less than a minute off the fourth quarter clock and cut this back down to a 15-point Lovington lead with the point after to come. We have now had 6 touchdowns scored in under 12 minutes of clock time. Like I said, it has become a bit of a track meet here in Denver City. So the point after to come. As the snap is good, the hold is good, the kick is up, and it is good. So with 11-12 to go here in the ball game, it's Lovington 48, Denver City 34, back in 30 on KZOR. Denver City takes it down and punches it in on the 1-yard quarterback keeper by Jose Velasco, as Denver City running a bit of a wildcat as the point after is good. And with 11-12 remaining in the ball game, it's a 14-point Lovington lead, 48-34. Trying to knock off Denver City for the first time in quite a long time. I'm TJ Miracle from high above Mustang Stadium. Don Morgan patrols field side. Evie Stuber in the studio at KZOR. Brad Henderson helping with the spotting and the tech and the camera tonight. And the kickoff to come, and it will be an onside kick, and it will be bobbled by Betancourt. Still on the turf, and Denver City has got it back. First turnover of the night as Zadrick trying to pick it up and do something with it, but instead bobbles it and should have just fallen on it. And Denver City will have their second turnover of the night, and they have been handed a gift right on the Lovington doorstep. I know Betancourt just wanted to try and make something happen, but when the ball's bouncing around like a hot potato down there, you just got to fall on it and cradle it. And so now Denver City has been given an absolute gift. 1st and 10 from the Lovington 25.
And all that Lovington D could do is maybe just try to shake it loose back.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Denver City as they're calling for their homecoming crowd to get up and get loud. Yanez waits for it, and everybody jumps. That'll be false start as every flag in the building come out. And I think they probably just threw some from Seminole and Seagraves, too. It'll be false start on the Mustangs. Their 10th penalty for 80 yards, so move them back 1st and 15. Of course, the way they've been moving the football on the ground with the Velasco, I don't think it really matters. Lovington has got to find an answer for these two young men. And they hadn't had it in this second half.
Lovington was safe long as they could keep trading touchdowns. But when you turn the ball over and give them a chance to start catching up, that's when you're in trouble.
From the third, with him as Patrick Sanchez is going to bring him down, and now
And
we've got
Clayton.
a late flag come in.
Elon Clayton was on him too.
No, Marquez brought him down, so Velasco, his 18th carry of the ball game, didn't get a whole lot out of it, about 4 or 5, but let's see what the call's going to be. Are we going to have because that came out very late. Surely they're not going to call a late hit. Or are they going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on Lovington? Coach Fontenoy is probably, he's begging for a second unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which I think gets you thrown out. Well, they still haven't signaled to the booth what the penalty is, as things I think are getting chippy again. And they're going to wave the flag off and just say, okay, let's go. So it'll be a 2-yard gain for Velasco. So 2nd down and 8. To Velasco again, starts it right, brings it back left, is tripped up as he crosses the 20.
Clayton got a shoestring tackle on him.
That's about the 4th or 5th one of those he's gotten. It'll be a 6-yard pickup. 175 yards now for Andrew Velasco. On 19 carries, he has just eaten the Wildcats for lunch. They're going to go Velasco, and Velasco is split backs again with Yanez on either shoulder. Waiting on it, hand it off. Velasco brings it right, and he's going to get tripped up and run out at the 15 as they stretch him out along the line. It'll be a pickup of 4, and that'll be enough to move the chains. First down for Denver City, their 12th of the ball game. But now they're in the Lovington red zone, still over 10 minutes. Why did they stop the clock? Clock continues. The clock should be rolling. They don't stop it on first downs here, kids. So hand it off on the sweep to the left side. Velasco is going to be pushed out by Zadrick Betancourt at the 3-yard line. That kid is all over the field as Andrew Velasco takes it in another 16 yards. He's got over 200, and hand it to him to let him try it, and Lovington will knock him down that time. It'll be a pickup of 2. As I'm trying to do math quickly here, so that's 179, that is 181. So that will be 197 yards on the ground for Velasco.
The assistant coaches over here have been noticing that the clock has stopped when it shouldn't.
Yeah, it should not be stopped. Their little hometown timing going on as Velasco gets the handoff and takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. That is Abraham Velasco. He'll take it 2 yards in. And so Denver City now within a score with some questionable timing going on, but okay, whatever. Now it's up to Lovington to answer back. With 9.5 minutes to go, the point after to come. And Denver City will send on the kick team. Do you want to bet if this score was the other way, the clock would be a little bit different? As the kick is up, and it is good. I wished we had that young man on the roster, but we do not. So the kick is up and good. And the Denver City Mustangs are back to within 7, 9.5 to go in the ball game. We got a good one here in Denver City. Back in 30 seconds on Z94 KZOR. Welcome back to Denver City as the Mustangs take advantage of the Wildcats' first turnover of the second half. Have a short field, take it 25 yards in, and it is capped off by Abraham Velasco, a 1-yard sweep to the left. The point after is good. Now watch for the onside here. The momentum has gone completely to the red and white over the blue and white, and it will be an onside kick, and that one bounces off of a Wildcat. Betancourt grabs it this time and then gets absolutely blown up, but he holds on to the football this time. Trying to get the number of the truck that hit him. It was 6, Sam Ray Garcia, but he holds on to it, and so now it'll be Lovington football. And Dawn, you mentioned that the some of the assistant coaches were pointing out, same thing we said, the clock has stopped at times when it is not. There's probably a minute on that clock right now that shouldn't be there.
At least, I think that's conservative.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Lovington. They lead by 7. Twins to the left, Twins to the right. Fake the handoff and just toss it out and over the head, as that one took a while to develop on the long held play fake, as the intended target was Cesar Gonzalez, but it'll be incomplete. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Lovington. If you're Lovington, you cannot afford to give Denver City the ball back. They have all the momentum right now on their side. Incomplete pass does stop the clock. You've got to find a way to keep it in bounds and move it forward. You went from needing 2.5 yards per down. Now you need 3.5 per down, or 3 1/3. Stack them left, stack them right. Wyatt back to pass. Sidearm sling, overthrown, and he's got a man. That is Rivero. He's across the 50 to the 40. Cuts it back at the 35 and down at the 30-yard line. Huge gain for the Cats and move the chains. 1st down Lovington. That is 10, 20, 30, 34 yards to Rivero, Dawn. Is that right? Did I catch that right?
I thought it, yeah, I guess so. I was thinking that it was
or was
Anson
it Marquez?
Anson
So
Marquez.
we'll go with Marquez.
Yeah.
That's probably right.
I think it was Anson Marquez.
So 34 yards to Anson Marquez. That doubles up his total. He's got 68 on 4 catches. I just saw, I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
2, yeah.
When you were saying Rivera, I was thinking, no, I'm pretty sure that's Marquez.
340
22.
through the air after the completion. Fake the handoff. Woo. And
he just had to go.
Roughing the passer much?
Wow.
Incomplete, and so it'll be 2nd down and 10. 340 yards through the air for Wyatt Gomez, as Sinacetos again puts on the massive hit. I'm going to have to stand up here.
Yeah, Wyatt just had no choice. He just
had
to get rid of it.
Yes, he did.
He was about to have a mountain fall on him.
Yeah, I wouldn't want Sinaceros to hit me. So Lovington will have it 2nd down and 10. 8.5 to go. They lead by 7. Good snap. Wyatt with it. Pressure comes. Slings it left side, and that one, I think, tipped at the line and short. So incomplete.
And again, huge pressure by Sinacetos coming across. I mean, Wyatt had maybe about a second more time.
And Lovington has got to find somebody who can block him. You know he's going to be over on that left side of the Lovington line. You need to get a tight end or another lineman over there. You've got to find a way to slow him down, even if it's a little bit. You've had receivers get success getting open, so you're going to probably have to use what would normally be a 5th receiver. Going to have to use him to help block Sinaceros out there. And now they're going to go empty set in the backfield. Trips left, Twins right. Denver City shows blitz. Get rid of it in a hurry. It'll be complete to Cesar Gonzalez, and he's got it at the 25-yard line. It'll be a pickup, though, of about 6, but it'll be a 4th down now for the Wildcats. So 4th and 4 for the Wildcats. 346 passing yards for Wyatt Gomez. Under 8 minutes to play. Coach G going to go for it. He's got to get it to just the nose of the 20. So 4th down and a long 4. Twins left, Twins right. Denver City going to bring everything in the kitchen sink. Wyatt with it, throws it underneath and sliding in and making the grab.
Yes.
The Wildcats have it. 1st down Lovington. Is that Marquez again?
Nope.
Or is that Rivero?
That was Rivero, 26.
And flags are going to fly. It's 9 yards to Rivero. He's got 57, and flags are going to fly.
I think somebody said something after the play. I think we're going to have unsportsmanlike here.
On Denver City.
Yeah, it should be on Denver City.
I would imagine a dirty word got said about calling that a completed catch. And it will be unsportsmanlike conduct on the Mustangs. So tack another 15 on to the end of it. And Lovington will have great field position, 95 penalty yards now on 11 penalties on Denver City. And the refs, I think, are going to have to do something that refs are loath to do. That is the 4th unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Denver City. You know how you stop this, don't you?
Well, you
toss
toss
somebody.
somebody. I know. You're going to have to,
if somebody's got two, you toss them. And I think that is the rule in New Mexico. I think if you get a second unsportsmanlike that you're done. Again, the rule's a little bit different here in Texas. So 15 yards, and from where they were, it'll be half the distance to the goal. It'll be 1st and goal from the Wildcats from the Denver City 8-yard line. 7.5 to go. Lovington needs to get scores.
They do. They've got to have this. They really need to find the end zone here or on this possession.
1st and goal from the 8-yard line. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Denver City going to show blitz, bring in the house, fake the handoff. Wyatt throws off the back foot. It'll be complete, but behind the line. That's one of them you probably should drop if you are Anson Marquez. Anson doesn't like to do that, though. It is a completion, but it is a 2-yard loss, so -2. 200 and we'll make that 344 yards now. 66 for Marquez, and it is 2nd and goal from the 12. Make it about the 12. So we actually lost 4 yards on that one.
Ouch.
So 2nd and goal, they say the 13 on the scoreboard. I'll go with that. So 2nd and goal from the 13. The thing is, the clock continues to move, but you need to score. Clock is your friend. Then to single receiver to the right side, trips to the left. Denver City blitzes, and they go and hop off of it. And so it'll be offsides on Denver City as they have fallen once again for the hard count. Double check, make sure it is offside. Should be. Yep, offsides on Denver City. 11 penalties, 100 yards on the Mustangs. I know Coach Fontenoy can't be happy about that.
Well, that should move Lovington up.
Yep, that'll give them 5 yards. Yep. So it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 8 now, or the 7. As Denver City, they are bringing the house. You know what they're going to do. You've got to find a way to stop them. But they're going to rush 7, 8 guys, and they are. You're going to have a receiver open. You can send more receivers. If they're going to send 8, you can send 5, which means you just got to figure out which one of your guys is open and get him the ball in about half a heartbeat.
Yep.
I know, much easier said than done. It sounds real easy when you're 100 yards away from it and up in the stratosphere over here. So 2nd and goal from the 7 after the penalty. Halfway mark of the 4th quarter. Good snap. Wyatt rolls right, looks, keeps, and he'll just keep it himself and be run out of bounds at the 4-yard line. And again, a late hit as Wyatt is hit after he crosses the track, but no call. And so it'll be, they're going to give him a yard on that one on the keeper. And so stop the clock, and it'll be 3rd down and goal from the 6. And officials talking about some things again. Clock stops with 5:56 remaining. The Denver City faithful getting a little bit antsy here. Lovington leads by 7 and is knocking on the door. So it'll be 3rd and goal from the 7-yard line, so officially no gain on the play. So now Lovington going to hurry up to the line. Wyatt with the quick snap. With it, steps up, has a man, throws it into the corner of the end zone, and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Marquez. And so now it'll be 4th and goal from the 7. And we know Coach G, we know he's going for it. Who is going to step up? That's the question.
I think maybe they're going to try. You think they'll try
they're going to try the field goal.
Wow, interesting.
They've certainly got the legs out there. As Caleb Aranda, the sophomore place kicker, he's got about 45, 50-yard range. The secret here is going to be, can they protect long enough to get it? As timeout is going to be taken, and who calls it? Lovington will call it. 5:53 to go in the ball game. Lovington 48, Denver City 41. We are back in 30 seconds here on KZOR. Back here in Denver City, it is 4th and goal from the 7. The Wildcats knocking on the door, and the field goal unit is out. Caleb Aranda trying to put this up to a 10-point lead for the Wildcats. The question is, can they protect? Denver City has been rushing everything they've got on the passer, and you know they're going to do the same with the kicker. They've been coming in like their hair is on fire, and they're going to do it again. I'm not sure they hadn't pulled up clumps of the field turf and
Keep
thrown
in mind, though, it's Cameron Ochoa's the holder.
Good snap, good hold. The kick is up,
Oh,
and
yeah.
it is good with 5:47 to go here in the ball game. Lovington 51, Denver City 41. Let's just keep it right here. That's important because it means that Denver City cannot tie this with a touchdown.
with
It's a
one
two-score
touchdown.
game again, yeah. So Caleb Aranda with the 7-17, 24-yard field goal.
I tell you, that was a beautiful kick. It was textbook, right in the middle, just right. He just split the uprights. Just a beautiful kick right through it.
Wildcat football brought to you in part by Lovington Auto Supply, the Lovington Schools, Bob Thriftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Man Welding, Stone Oil Field Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, CYA Trucking Insurance, and Eastern New Mexico University. We've got a good one here in Denver City tonight as the number 1 New Mexico 4A Wildcats taking on the always tough 3A Division I, which is 3A Big School, Denver City Mustangs. A 10-point lead at one point, a 21-point lead for the Wildcats. But Denver City, as you would expect, has just not gone away. And they have made a ball game out of it. 5:46 to go. Denver City going to need 2 scores. Lovington knows exactly what they're going to do. It's going to be a handoff to the Velasco brothers. You got to find a way to stop them. Aranda will kick that one off. It'll come to one of the up men, and he's going to find a little room, but whistles sound before the play, so it'll be offsides on somebody. Or nope, they're going to say the knee was down, and so the knee was down Eleazar Sotelo, so he kneeled it down, so no return that time. And Denver City just kind of slapping themselves. Denver City has played a whale of a ball game, but too many mistakes, and I think if you asked their coaching staff, they would say, yeah, we should have won this game, but we just had way too many mistakes. Right now, 11 penalties, 100 yards, 3 turnovers that Lovington has turned into points, and they didn't get things going with their run game till the second half. But it's still far from over. They're going to put everybody up. They're just going to play big boy football. Hand it off to Velasco. Brings it left, still on his feet. The turf monster got him that time before he is fallen on by number 31, Elon Clayton. So Andrew Velasco, his 23rd carry on the night, is good for 8 yards. He has 205 yards now for Andrew Velasco. Hand it off once again to Velasco. He's across the 50, and Lovington slows him up, and he's just dragging 5, 6, 7 Wildcats with him. There's 5, 10, 12, 15, 16 more yards for Velasco. That kid is a beast.
And Valente Herrera, I thought Herrera had him down. Valente tugged at him, slowed him up, and I thought he had him down. And man, I
with
tell
this
ya,
kid, you're just going to have to hit him and wrap him up, and then somebody's going to have to come get him low. Hand it off again to Velasco. That was Abraham Velasco, and he's brought down a couple of big hits put on him right there as DeMarcus Thompson and Elon Clayton again bring him down after a 2-yard game for Abraham Velasco, his 3rd carry of the night. 2nd down and 8. Clock continues to move. 4.5 minutes to go in the ball game. Denver City ready to go. Lovington just now getting set at the line. Hand it off. Velasco, it just goes up the middle, a huge scan, and he bounces off Clayton. He's to the 20, and you cannot just try and shoulder tackle him. He's down inside the 10 at the 5-yard line before finally it's Alec Olguin that brings him down after another 21 yards.
You've got to go for his. You got to go for his legs. His
you've
feet,
got to wrap him up. Whether it's his legs or feet or get him high. You've got to wrap up, and they have not done that. First and goal for Denver City from the 7. Hand it off, Velasco right side, and he is just into the end zone untouched. 2 and 40 9 rushing yards tonight for Andrew Velasco. And with 4:17 to go in the ball game, it's now 51-47. Point after to come. And I've got to think Denver City, well, they've got the kicking unit out. I would thought they would go for 2. That way they might have a chance if they had to think about a field goal to win it. And so the snap is good, the kick is up, and it is good. With 4:17 remaining in the ball game, Lovington 51, Denver City 48. Back in 30 seconds. Don't want to miss a minute of this one on Z94, KZOR Hobbs Lovington, and the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Back here in Denver City as the Mustangs just march it on down as the masterful performance by Andrew Velasco continues, as he will take it in 7 yards on his Kids of Workhorse, his 27th carry of the night. Hands team needs to be out here now for the Wildcats. It will be onside kick time for the Mustangs. Just fall on it. Whatever you do, just fall on it. And that's not what they do as Rivero picks it up as he crosses the 30 to the 34, and he is gang tackled by a swarm of Mustangs. Number 65, again, that kid has had a masterful game, but we don't know who he is. He was not on the roster that we were given. Also in on the stop was Abraham Velasco. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats with 4:11 to go, and we got a flag on the near side. That generally indicates holding.
And Lovington has just got to hang on to the ball here, move it forward, eat clock, and get down and try to get a score.
Denver City does have all 3 of their timeouts, and it will be holding on Lovington, so that'll move them back 10 yards. Well, that's a good news, bad news. The bad news is it moves you back 10 yards. The good news is it gives you, if you can keep your offense firing, it gives you more room to work with, which can eat more clock. So a good news, bad news.
Yeah, it depends on execution.
But you have to execute. Denver City still with all 3 timeouts, 4 minutes and eternity. Twins to the left, twins to the right. And it'll be a Wildcat to Kamen Ochoa. He'll take it, and he's hit behind the line, and he's going to lose 3 yards. Denver City is just relentless in their pursuit. They are bringing everybody and the kitchen sink. You have got to just let, and Wyatt Gomez has already thrown the ball 39 times tonight, but he's all you got. You've got to get it out of his hands quick, get it into the hands of DeMarcus Thompson. Thompson hasn't caught a pass in the second half yet. Well, I'm sorry, he's caught one, and it was the touchdown. You've got to get the hands in your playmakers and get them out there quickly, because Denver City, they're going to blitz 8. Yeah, they're showing an 8-man blitz right now. Everybody is on the front. 2nd down and 12. Good snap. Gomez with it. He fires it off the back foot. Going underneath. Going for Thompson. And the ball is knocked away and incomplete. Pretty good fight for it over there. And so now it's 3rd down and 12.
That was Martin Torres on coverage over here. He came up a little bumpy.
Yes, he is. As Torres will limp off. He's coming over, and Coach Fontenot is telling him go back out there. So they're going to push him over. I would look to see where he's going to be. They're going to put him in the middle. I think if I'm the Wildcats, I'm picking on him if he's a little bit gimpy. Incomplete pass stops the clock with 3:17 to go. If you are Lovington, you have got to get the 1st down somehow, some way, because your defense has not gotten it done here in the second half. Back to pass. Protection breaks down over the middle and miscommunication and incomplete. Wyatt had time that time, but nobody went where he was looking, and by the time Anson Marquez could adjust to try and get over where it was, it was too late. So now Lovington's got it 4th and 12, and they are going to have to punt deep in Denver City territory. This is the opening that Denver City needed to take this one home. They scored a couple of unanswered ones, and now they are within 3 points. Send a man in motion. That is Clayton. As Sanchez will kick it away, it is a good one. It'll bounce at the 45 and then take a Denver City bounce, and it gets picked up back behind the 50. And so the ball is on the carpet, but Denver City will have it back at their own 48-yard line. Is almost disaster. As getting it and saving it is Eleazar Zotello for Denver City. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 48 for the Mustangs. If they are not going to throw the ball. You can say that right now. If you're Lovington, I think you're going to have to say, I don't know what you do here, Don. You've got to contain your lanes, but I think you've got to have some guys 2 or 3, 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage just to see where they're going to send Velasco. So you've got at least a chance. And if you're the Lovington defensive staff and Coach G, you've got to be telling your guys, wrap up. You cannot bump this kid down. He's like he's a bowling ball, and he's gassed you for 200.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gassed you for 250 yards. So, I mean, he's 5'5", 153 pounds, and he runs like a bowling ball. So holding on Denver City on the return. So that moves them back 5 yards further. Their 12th penalty for 110 yards. They'll move them back, but still, I think you've got to find a way to grab Velasco and bring him down. Denver City, they're not doing anything fancy here, Dawn.
No.
They haven't done anything fancy in the second half except play big boy football, which is put 8 guys on the line and then ram it down your throat. Guess what? That's what they're doing. Velasco is hit behind the line, still on his feet, as Valentin Herrera hits him and holds on to him until help can arrive. It'll be no gain.
And they're going to have to do that time after time after time after time.
Yes, they are. 2 minutes and 42 seconds to go. Denver City still with all 3 timeouts. Lovington with 1 timeout. So 2nd down and 10. Handoff, guess who? Velasco brings it to the left side, and he is going to be tripped up and brought down. They handed it off actually to Jose Velasco that time. He picks up, make it 5 yards. He's got 38 on the ground, and it is 3rd down and 5, and Denver City is going to take the timeout. 2:22 remaining. Let's just keep it right here as the Wildcats defense needs to make a big stand, and there is nothing bigger than this 3rd down and 5 coming up. But Denver City, this is 4-down territory. They only trail by 3.
Lovington needs a big stop or a big turnover, a big play somehow to turn this around and grab the momentum and grab that football back.
And if they can grab the football back, hopefully they can end this one. Denver City, this is 4-down territory. It is score on this possession or call it a night. So 3rd down and 5, so they've got 2 downs to go 5 yards. Lovington has played a little better on these last 2 defensive plays.
Have you noticed how the scoreboard, they haven't changed the scoreboard. They're still showing 1st and 10 instead of 3rd and 5.
Yeah. A little bit of stuff going on with the scoreboard here tonight. Let's just leave it at that, because they are technically considered officials, although I haven't gotten a nasty gram in the UIL for nearly 20 years. Maybe I should get my first one in 2 decades tonight. Everybody on the line. Fake the handoff. Keeping it himself is the quarterback, Yanez, and he is thrown down behind the line. Valentin Herrera brings him down. It'll be a 4-yard loss on Yanez on the quarterback keeper. And now it is 4th down and 9. The defense has to hold. Clock continues to move. They have not reset the play clock yet. They should have. The play clock should be down at about 30, but the clock continues to move. We are under 2 minutes to play. As Lovington ready to go, Denver City saying, hey, let's reset. Now they get the play clock going. So it is 4th down. The game comes down to this. Denver City needs to keep the drive alive. Lovington needs a stop. 4th down and 8. Single back in the backfield is guess who? Velasco. And the ball is on the turf, and coming up and getting it is Yanez. But the Cats have held him. Yanez is going to lose 3 yards on the play.
Over on downs.
A 2-yard loss, and the over on downs And the Lovington Wildcats, with 90 seconds to go in the ball game, have just won their second. Well, there's still 90 seconds, but they are 90 seconds away from winning their second straight homecoming game that ain't their own by 3 points.
They have got to hang on to the ball long enough to be able to put it into victory formation a couple of times. 2
timeouts remain for Denver City, so you can't just kneel it down. You've got to run some plays.
Got to run a couple of plays. Got to hang on to the ball and move it forward.
Though they will.
Ready to try to kneel it down.
Not time to do that yet. You've got to run. If you can get a
run
first.
Got to run some first.
Yep, you got to run some first. A late check-in for Denver City as Jonah Escalante coming in off the sidelines. Twins left, one to the right, and they're going to switch over into the Wildcat formation. Cameron Ochoa hitting the backfield, gets away from one, and then he is going to get creamed after a 1-yard loss as Velasco, it sounds like a law firm, hit him and bring him down after a 1-yard gain, 2nd down and 9. Well, they're going to say a 1-yard loss, actually. So the 1-yard loss, but Denver City going to quickly take the timeout. So 1:20 to go in the ball game. We'll just keep it right here as well. At one point, Dawn, it looked like that the Wildcats were absolutely going to run away with this, but then Denver City all of a sudden remembered, hey, wait a minute, we're a running team. And they just started cramming it down Lovington's throat, and nothing the Wildcats could do for much of the second half until that very last defensive stand where they started wrapping up, and I think that was the key. They weren't trying to shoulder tackle or bump.
Nope.
They were wrapping up and were wrapping up and holding up, and then everybody else coming in could help take them down. But even if you're the guy coming in to take down, you have to wrap up. Because I think a couple of times maybe some of the Cat defenders did wrap up, but before the Velasco went down, and then when the bump came to try and get them down, it was actually Wildcats bumping Wildcats off of the runner.
Right.
And that let him squeak through. So out of the timeout, it'll be 2nd down and 11. 1:20 remaining in the ball game. Denver City down to their final timeout. Lovington has got to run some more clock. Denver City going to stretch this out as long for KZOR Hobbs Lovington.
Hang on to the ball.
Good snap, hand it off. Found the sweep as Ochoa goes and rugs his way forward after he's tripped up, but he's going to get across the 35 down to the 33-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 5 for Cameron, 89 yards on 13 carries for Ochoa, and that'll be timeout, which will bring up a 3rd down for Lovington. So 3rd down and about 6 for the Wildcats. Again, we'll keep it right here. Lovington Auto Supply, Lovington Schools, Bob's Thriftway, Lee County Electric Cooperative, Mann Welding, Stone Oilfield Services, Eunice Pump and Supply, Devon Energy, CYA Trucking Insurance, and Eastern New Mexico University, making it possible to bring you Wildcat Sports here on Z94 KZOR, the Z94 KZOR app, and with video on the Lovington Sports YouTube channel. Please subscribe and tell your family and friends. And on HobbsAmerica.com. I'm TJ Miracle, Don Morgan patrolling field side. Brad Henderson along up in the booth, helping spot and running the camera. Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing tonight. So we have had a good one here. Tale of two halves, pretty much like we had last week. All Lovington pretty much in the first half, and the difference is Lovington has managed to keep pace in the second half as Denver City has turned it up. So it'll be 3rd down and 6. Lovington is going to need to eat some more time off the clock, but Denver City is out of timeouts. So you've got to think they are going to keep it on the ground. Denver City looks like they are going to bring the house once again. Hand it off. Ochoa starts it to the right, cuts it back up the middle, and he is going to cross the 30 and get it to the 29-yard line. It'll be a pickup of about, well, they're going to say his knee went down at the 30. So it'll be a 2-yard gain for Ochoa, 91 on the ground. So 4th down and 4. You've got 30 seconds difference between game clock and play clock. And I think, Dawn, what I'm going to do right here, if I'm Coach G, I'm running this thing down to zeros on the play clock. Then I'm taking my final timeout, and then I'm going for it on 4th and 4.
Yep. I think that is the good plan. We'll see if that is the plan.
And you've got to think that it is the Denver City faithful. I've noticed it's cleared out quite a bit underneath us.
Now, timeout.
And, yep, the timeout is taken. 29 seconds to go. Lovington will take their final timeout. So here's the situation. Lovington leads by 3 off of the toe of Caleb Aranda. And Denver City now out of timeouts. 51-48 is the score. So if Lovington can get a first down, that will mean ball game. They need 4 yards to do so. You've got to find a play that's going to burn some time off the clock. If Lovington does not get the first down, Denver City will have about probably around 20 seconds to work with to go somewhere between 70 and 73 yards. So that's what you're looking at. And no timeouts on either side. So Denver City, it's one of those, they've got to get 10-yard spike it, 10-yard spike it, 10-yard spike it.
Right. Or come up with a big play.
Or come up with a big play.
And they've had a couple of those tonight.
They certainly have. So this game is not over yet. 29 seconds, although with some questionable clock running.
Game should have been over.
Game should have been over already, but
yeah.
That's okay. So at 4th down and 4, ball at the 30. They need to get it to the 26-yard line. From the shotgun, Wyatt Gomez tries the hard count, and he gets his own guy to jump. They were going to try the hard count to get the first down, and instead it's Lovington that jumps. 7th penalty for 65 yards on the Cats, and that makes it from
4th and 9.
4th and 6 to 4th, or 4th and 4 to 4th and 9. So all the way back to the 30-yard line, 35-yard line. So you tried the hard count, and it bit you. It's worth trying because it had bitten Denver City enough. My guess is the Denver City coaching staff said they're going to try it. Don't do it. Until the ball is in the hands of their quarterback, do not move. They're showing blitz. They're going to bring 8. Gomez back to pass, throws it underneath and in and out of the hands of Cesar Gonzalez as he cannot hang on to it. And so 26 seconds, wow.
Yeah.
They had to be a quick play because they were bringing everything in the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Dawn, go ahead.
Funny how they managed to end the clock, just hit that clock and stop that just as quick as they could that time.
Just as soon as the ball touched the turf, that clock stopped. So Denver City has 65 yards to go with no timeouts. They trail by 3, and they've got 26 seconds to do it in. Lovington is going to line 5 guys up, 20 yards behind them. I'm not sure I like this, but I'm not sure I disagree with it either. And so rolling out, throwing it underneath. It'll be complete to Sotelo, and he is going to step out across the 40 at the 42-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 7. First pass thrown by Yanez in the second half. And he steps out, which saves him time. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Clock stops with 21 seconds. You're Lovington, you have to keep somebody on the receivers. That's what they do. So they're going to try and get pressure with 3 men up front. They're going to split out 3 to the right side. Coming near side, that one will be complete to Velasco. He gets away from 1, and he'll step out at the 50. It'll be an 8-yard gain to Velasco. His second catch of the night. That is, I'm doing math quickly, that is 63 yards through the air for Yanez. 1st and 10 right at midfield. 15 seconds to go. Hands in prayer on the Denver City side of things. Hands in prayer on the Lovington side of things. 1st down and 10 from the midfield stripe, but what's important is there's 50 yards to go and 15 seconds to get there. And no timeouts to work with. Yanez rolls to the right. Looks, he is going to have to, he's hit as he throws it. It is picked off! The Cats will preserve the INT! The Cats preserve this interception, and the Cats will preserve. Second INT of the night will seal the deal for the Lovington Wildcats with 8 seconds to go. Dawn, please tell me who got that.
Patrick Sanchez, number 5.
Patrick Sanchez forces the 4th turnover of the night, and the Lovington Wildcats will be victorious in a track meet tonight, 51-48. It'll be kneel down victory formation time for Lovington.
I say it was 5. I thought it was 5, but I'm not seeing a 5 out there still. So could.
So victory formation time. Kneel it down and take it home, boys. And they're not even going to kneel it down. They're just going to run the clock out.
Woo!
And that will do it. And the Lovington Wildcats are victorious tonight, ruining their second homecoming in a row. 51-48 is the final. Whew. We're going to have a lot to talk about in your Devon Energy postgame show, and I'm looking forward to your Bob's Thriftway Coaches conversation. We're back in 3 minutes right here on Z94 KZOR. Wildcats victorious. Welcome to your Devon Energy postgame show for the Lovington Wildcats. They are victorious for the second week in a row, ruining another homecoming. Actually, I think this may be the third homecoming they've ruined. Was it homecoming in Santa Teresa? It might have been. But anyway, we won 51-48 tonight. First time the Wildcats have beat Denver City in over a decade. So a big night tonight for Coach G as he will improve to 3-2 on the season with his Wildcats. Quick look at the numbers in this one for Denver City as Jason Yanez goes 6 of 9 tonight for 63 yards, 1 touchdown, and 2 INTs. The touchdown, a 9-yarder to Daniel Sinacetos, who had a whale of a night as a receiver and especially as a defender. It was the Andrew Velasco show as he carries tonight 27 times for 249 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns. As a team, Denver City 335 rushing yards. They had 59 in the first half, 335 total in the game. They just absolutely rammed it down Lovington's throat. 63 through the air, 335 on the ground, 398 total yards tonight for Denver City. Nothing for them to be too ashamed of. Too many penalties tonight, and I think Coach Fontenoy would tell you that. His team was whistled 14 times for 110 yards. They had no points in the first, 14 in the second, 13 in the third, and 21 in the fourth. That's how they get to their 48 on the board. They had 13 first downs in the ball game, but 4 turnovers, and it turned out to be a big difference in the ball game. For your Wildcats, Wyatt Gomez tonight slings it 23 of 41, 349 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 1 interception on the night. Favorite target, DeMarcus Thompson. He had 7 catches, 161 yards, including 3 touchdowns. The other 2 touchdowns coming to Cesar Gonzalez, 6 catches, 48 yards, 2 touchdowns. Anson Marquez tonight, he had 5 catches for 66 yards. Elijah Rivero, 3 catches, 57 yards. So 349 collectively as a team for the Wildcats. Cameron Ochoa, as usual, led the rushing department, 14 carries, 91 yards, including a 52-yard touchdown. Wyatt Gomez was sacked 1 time tonight, and a couple other guys had carries, but we're just kind of the way it was. So 349 through the air, 86 on the ground. Collectively, 435 total yards tonight for the Wildcats. They were whistled 8 times for 65 yards. They had 13 first downs, 2 turnovers, and so they won all the battles that they needed to win. But Denver City sure made this interesting, as Lovington at one point was up by 21. But Denver City took advantage of turnovers and, frankly, just some bad luck to take it to the Wildcats. There was a pick 6 thrown tonight as Alec Olguin. That pick 6 becomes a very big one as it gives them the win. And then Caleb Aranda with the 24-yard field goal late to give them the win. The kickoff return for Andrew Velasco tonight on Denver City as our Bob Thriftway coaches conversation. Dawn Morgan with Coach G.
Yes, congratulations, Coach. You just told your team they never wavered. You haven't seen a finish to a game like that ever. How do you feel?
I mean, it's just unbelievable. For guys at half to not come out here and not attack at full speed. I felt like last week, even though those guys were fresh last week, there were some things that we could have done to put ourselves in a better position to not get in that hole. This is a physical football team. We knew what we were getting ready to see last week. I'm just thankful they didn't come out and double tight in the first half. And so, but I told our defense after they came off the field, that last touchdown that they scored, I told them they were going to have to make a play to win the football game. And they did. I'm so proud of our offense. Just seemed like whenever we needed a first down, we needed to make it happen. We needed to be tackled inbounds. We needed to finish the drive. They did it, and so that's a direct reflection of our leadership. Wyatt Gomez, Cameron Ochoa, Valente Herrera. I mean, just outstanding job of keeping those guys going. Just really, really proud of the resolve and the leadership of this group, and they're a blessing. I mean, it is, we talked about this on Wednesday. Everybody likes to talk about, who is the best team that's ever come through Lovington. I can't honestly answer that question because I haven't been here long enough to know that. But I know this group right here, that there's something special. And we've had better athletes, we've had better linemen, this, that, and the other. But this group right here, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to kill them to get them to stop. And so
sometimes there's a chemistry and a magic when you say that about a group, and sometimes it starts with the heart, the spirit, the determination, and the just never quit. And when, as you said, they play for each other.
Yeah, it's down, and there were some guys that were upset when we were going through the victory line because I didn't make this pass, I didn't make this block, I didn't make this catch. I'm like, listen, it's okay to get your feelings hurt because you don't want to let your buddy down. But at the end of the day, we just beat a school from Texas. And Lovington hasn't done that in 10 years. Yeah. And so for this group to accomplish that is something special, And so again, just proud of our group, proud of our coaches. You know, our assistant coaches kept them up, kept them going, made some great adjustments in the game that gave us a chance to win the football game.
Exciting, exciting. The whole game, especially at the end. Great defensive stand to force it over on downs, and then an amazing INT by Sanchez. Just you just look back at the whole game, at the big plays, at the clutch plays. You also look at mistakes by Denver City. They were holding on too tightly here, I think. They were also really emotional during this game, and they really lost their cool more than your guys did.
And they put the ball on the ground. You know, I'm not sure where we're at, but I know we won the turnover battle.
4-2.
And so
4-2.
Yeah, and so when you get down to it, I mean, the team that wins the turnover battle is going to win the game. Winning on 4th down, them putting the ball on the ground, that's a great big play by Patrick, great big play by Alec Holguin. You know, just outstanding finish. And took advantage of our opportunities, and I was proud of our group. We got in a situation in that game in the 4th quarter where it was spirited. And, you know, our kids have done some things that they shouldn't have done, and I called a timeout. I know I burned a timeout and wasted it, but just told them, I said, we're not going to act that way. You know, we're not going to play the greatest game in the world and have foolish penalties. And our kids responded, rallied up, and finished.
All right, now, next Friday, Artesia on the road, and I think it's their homecoming too?
Yeah, I mean, it's just we just keep getting invitations to homecomings around here, so.
You spoil enough of those this season, that's likely to stop.
You know, and our kids are ready. I mean, they're excited to play. You know, they know they're a great football team and very talented. And, you know, I've looked at them a little bit, probably the best Artesia team that I've seen since I've been here. But I know our kids are, you know, they're looking forward to the opportunity, looking forward to the chance to prepare and get ready to go. And we'll go do our very best at another homecoming next week.
All right. Well, we'll be there. Good luck. Congratulations on this win. Savor it, and then we'll see you next Friday.
Yes, ma'am. Can't wait.
Thanks.
Thank you.
As always, Coach. Thanks.
All right, our Bob's Thriftway Coaches Conversation. Don Morgan with Coach G. Always thank Coach for taking time at halftime and after the game to have a word with us. We definitely do appreciate that. So enough, I think, has been said about this one for tonight as the Wildcats spoil homecoming by 3 points for the 2nd consecutive week as they knock off Denver City tonight in a track meet 51-48. What a ball game it was. So a big thanks to all of our sponsors. Thanks to you for listening and watching. For Brad Henderson running the camera tonight, for Evie Stuber in studio engineering and producing, for Don Morgan patrolling the field side, I'm TJ Miracle saying so long from high above Mustang Stadium. Lovington victorious tonight, 51-48. This has been an exclusive presentation of Walmart Digital and Z94 KZOR Sports. See you next Friday night in Artesia. Have a great weekend. Good night, everybody.